Tell me about what we're doing. It's pirate radio?
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
What's with this brunch theme?
We're just working gentlemen's hours. We don't want to burn out, you know. So we don't need to give score updates. We don't need to worry about who's got priority or how much time's remaining. We're just having a chat with some friends.
What about post-heat interviews?
We specialise in during heat interviews. So we're just gonna catch up with our buddies for 3 hours every day, over a couple of beverages, bit of chat, bit of banter, maybe dial up some guests.
You think Kelly will call?
We can't get Kelly to stop calling. I think we should get a few waves at some point too. We don't want to work too hard.
Yeah.
Pirates don't work too hard, right? And they drink rum.
Yeah. So we can surf before, we can surf after, we can drink during. This is starting to sound like it works.
Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. It is Super Bowl Saturday here at the Volcom Pipe Pro, and the surf is supersized out in front. My name's Chris Binns. Alongside me is Travis Ferro from Not Youth. Together we're known as the Other Guys, and we are the Pirate Stream with the car park commentary feed coming to you live from a couple of backyards over from the main Volcom houses. And Travis, have a look at the waves out there today.
Yeah, it's usually I like to keep my Saturdays a little more calm than this. I think even John was like a little rattled. It's almost too big for pipeline, but they're giving it a go. It is admirable at best to be out there,
Yeah,
let alone get barreled.
My least liked commentary cliche is victory at sea, so I think maybe today we can try and come up with some kind of better analogy for what exactly is going on out there. But the guys are sitting, well, I just heard one of the beach commentators say they're sitting at 17th reef pipe,
yeah,
which gives you a bit of an indication of the size we're dealing with. It's sort of triple, quadruple overhead. Guys are getting, 3-point scores for just pulling into closeouts. Guys are getting through heats with 5, 6, 7-point 2-wave totals. Dudes are laying it all on the line to try and get 1s and 2s and get themselves through. It is carnage out there. It's a demolition derby.
But the low scores doesn't mean low entertainment value. It's fun to watch. I mean, when you stroll up and John gets knocked out, something's up and it's anyone's game. So it kind of makes it fun. Any wild card, any seed, anyone can kind of pack one and move on.
Yeah, we saw John earlier. He needed about a 1.7 to move into second and progress. Packed a huge closeout, got a 2, and then Robson Santos made the drop. Yeah. And it was almost like a big wave world tour event. Yeah, he made the drop and he got sort of the 1-point ride that he needed to get back up into second.
And somehow at the top of that heat was Noah Dean in first place, sitting pretty.
He surfed a very smart heat.
It's very smart.
Took on all the advice we offered him the other day when we had a chat. He built a house, got out of the gates nice and strong, established priority, and just sat there and picked off the best kind of waves. At one point I even saw him go for a nice little kind of backhand re-entry that was just like crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
Brought some style to it, everything
really
checked out.
Smart surfing from
And
Noah
then
Dean.
He was gasping on the beach just like just about everyone else in the heat, but it took him a while to get back up here and back to the safety of the bonsai bowls and everything they got going over here.
We are going to be a little bit more interactive with the event today. We're almost going to get taken out by waves at some point. We've seen huge surges come right up the beach. The lifeguards are doing all that they can to keep the few spectators on the sand just well out of the ocean's grasp, because there's going to be kids getting sucked out to sea and
there's actually a pathway that you can't go in front of. You have to go behind, but that means you have to walk basically through the water patrol area. So
unless you're a jogger with your headphones on, just every now and then a random exercising person.
As everyone screams at them.
Who exercises on a Saturday morning? Not the Other Guys, that's for sure. What is the Other Guys? Consider us your car park commentary stream. We're just here having a chat. If something remarkable happens in the water, well, we're going to talk about it. Today, there's going to be lots of remarkable stuff going on. So, expect us to turn our eyes to the ocean a little bit more.
But we also got some guests.
We've got some guests. We have a team rider as well, Kalani David. He's progressing through the heats now that he has the Other Guy's sticker on his board, so we're pretty happy with that.
I've got his heat circled, starred, pointed at, so I can bite my nails off as we try to root in our team manager, which I actually saw Brad Doherty, the Volcom marketing and team manager, biting off his nails as Noah was beating John, and I'm like, wow, this is like old school days where you're just nervous for your newly signed team rider, and he's like, yeah, I haven't felt like this in a while. But,
yeah, Noah's not meant to give their team managers
he's usually
nervous moments during heats.
Supposed to just give him hell on the road, but.
All right, we had a good show yesterday. We spoke to Kolohan Dino, Mikey Wright, Mitch Colborne, who just got narrowly bounced out of the event in that last heat. He's one of our first guests to be eliminated, sadly.
Yeah. He did do a slob, though, on a 6-8.
That was
a
massive.
Slob frontside air that, I mean, had he stuck it, I don't really know what that looks like at
he was
this big, but he tried it.
He was in a heat with Sebastian Zietz, who's another one of our guests from yesterday. We also had a great chat with Dave Prodan from the WSL about all things the mechanics of the World Tour and what we're expecting moving on through 2018,
He tried to make sense of it for me.
On to the Olympics. And
more or less.
He's great at breaking it down to lay surfers' terms.
Yeah.
Bit of action now. Who was that? That was, well, Tanner Hendrickson had priority. Leo was the surfer on the inside. So who dropped in on Leo? Because that's going to be pretty clear-cut interference. 1 minute to go, Leo's making his way into the beach.
I hope
there's drop-ins and there's drop-ins. He literally cannonballed at him.
We actually have to look at this.
I think that might be Brent Dorrington.
Oh, no.
Bang. Taking
I think it's so big today. There's going to be, you're going to make decisions that you didn't mean to make, and that's one of those.
See ya.
Oh, man.
Fun and games. Who have we got coming up on today's show, Travis?
Oh, today we're going to kick things off, I think. Well, hopefully we get a drink soon.
I think we'll get a drink soon.
But we're going to have Cam Richards come in, who's somehow put himself higher up on the pipe totem pole this trip. You know, South Carolina's own Cam Richards, who posted a 9.8. We were cheering, and there was all kinds of people thinking he had a 10 in the bag, and got a 9.83. Great. Stoked. You don't get many of those. And then paddling back out, he snagged another one at backdoor on his backhand and got a 12. And they had to throw him the 10.
And the rims.
So he's got rims. He's going to come in here and walk us through what that's like. He's from a town that the waves do not get above knee high. He's never shown that he's afraid, but you know, getting a wave at backdoor on your backhand is something that every person in the yard that talks about it, it's not easy to do no matter who you are. And Cam stepped up and did it twice, and he also got waves at pipe that just didn't even matter you'd be stoked on, but had a good heat, I guess we'll put it that way. Simply.
Yeah, can't wait to hear him break that down. We're also going to have a chat with Zach Noyle, one of the legendary pipeline photographers, and Amber Moser, who's a young protege of his. Really looking forward to hearing what those guys.
Yeah, they got a cool story, and then Zach's got stories for days of in the throat of pipeline.
Not only does he shoot amazingly underwater, he can talk underwater, so he's going to be a great guest coming our way. And then speaking of guys who can talk underwater, Mason Ho is...
it's a big, pretty excited to have him come hang out today.
Everyone's favourite interviewee, and who knows what we're going to talk to Mason about. We have all these notes out in front of us, and I think we'll get half a question.
We won't touch on any of them.
See you later. Once we're done unscrambling whatever it is that Mason throws at us, we're going to have a chat with Zeke Lau, Hawaiian World Tour rookie. Well, he was a rookie last year.
Now he's just like established.
And now he's just a guy.
Yeah, hammer guy.
He's a North Shore World Tour boss, so we want to have a chat to Zeke. We're going to talk to Leo Fioravanti, who looked like he just got knocked out. So that was an interesting one because Breno got the interference for dropping in on Leo. Leo only needed a little score to get up into second, but Brent Dorrington was the guy coming fourth. So Leo's really copped the rough end there because did he have a shot at that wave and maybe getting the 3 or whatever it was he needed? You
might have to tell me, but was there ulterior motives going on why he would want to block? Point-wise, any QS damage done, or...
Let's ask Leo.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Mark that down.
I'm going to make a note of that.
Ask Leo. We can
ask
put it on
Leo about competition strategy.
We can put it on our to-do list.
We should do that.
What have we got? Well, we're surfing Phantoms with John this afternoon. We've signed Kalani David. That's cool. Still working on the JOB invite. Yeah, it's all coming along.
Super Bowl ticks, I'm picking those up later.
Still need to get back to Kelly.
Not a problem. Yeah.
And we're going to round the day out with the Coffin brothers, and then we're probably going to have a chat with our boy Kalani David. Hopefully he's made his way through another heat, and we can see.
Make sure he gets to bed early for tomorrow on the finals day or whenever that is.
Okay. We've got some surf news to catch up on. The big news in surfing overnight was that you and I beat a bunch of the crew in a basketball match last night.
Yeah, first basketball I played in a decade, and I believe.
Who hit the winning shot?
I think that was me. Yeah,
nice.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, that was good.
I believe I laid it in over a guy who's double my size, and
I think you did. Yeah.
He's still hurting about it.
Okay,
and he can do nothing about stopping me talking about it.
We might get cut off if we don't shut up about it.
All right.
Kelly Slater. Not only is he loving beer, he's now come out and announced that he's vegan. What do we make of this, Travis?
He's a beer selling, wave pool making vegan, and I back it. I can't fight it. The vegan thing, I support. He's obviously.
Are you veggie or are you vegan?
I eat fish occasionally, but I don't eat any meat. So I don't. I guess you call it pescatarian, but I just don't eat anything I won't kill. And
do you do dairy?
I've killed fish before. I try not to.
Do you eat eggs?
I eat eggs. So I'm not vegan. You can't. I can't go out on record and saying that. But trying to be smart, trying to learn.
Go Kelly.
Kelly, we're backing it.
There's a new Dusty.
If you don't ever want to have a beer, we're here waiting.
There's a new Dusty Payne movie in the works called Relentless, and that was charting Dusty's comeback from his back injury and his various surgeries. They're going to have to do a rewrite. It's going to be amazing to see where they go with this one.
Yeah, the story just keeps unfolding, and Dusty's career has been full of ups and downs, a lot of ups and really bad downs. He's had a lot of injuries, and he's bounced back from every single one of them, and I have no doubt in my mind he's going to do it again, and the story continues. So psyched to check that out. I'm sure there's a lot of good footage in the can that he's had on his fight back, and there will be more added to it soon.
I know they were filming in one of our favourite places last year in Portugal, banked a whole lot of footage. Really sad news for Dusty with that horrific wipeout. Everyone that we've spoken to on the show this week has said nothing other than he is the strongest human they know.
Yeah, I believe
the hashtag is Dusty Strong. And Dusty, if you're watching, I know you're going to be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow because he's a mad Patriots fan, but everyone's thinking of you, and we look forward to seeing you come back bigger, better, badder than ever before. And he's all about TB12 tomorrow. What are we looking at out at sea? This is kind of the big news, really.
Mikey Wright pedaling out?
Well, that and just the swell in general.
The swell in general, yeah. We woke up or actually watched the sunset last night, and these waves were twice as big as they were probably 20 minutes before that. Kind of anticipating waking up, and we saw new reefs breaking and walked down here, and like 17th reef pipes breaking. It's funny, John said this isn't good pipeline. I think that's the quote, but it's good entertainment for us. Obviously, pipe you wanted a little bit smaller, hitting kind of that first reef, but it's a gladiators arena. The trophy of this contest is a helmet, isn't it? So there's some very famous third reef pipe days though that come to mind, and my Grom hood has Shane Dorian. I think it's in Momentum 2, and he catches a wave. It must be at that reef that we're kind of seeing feather, and he's on a 9.6 maybe, and he rides the wave for probably a minute, and he ends up getting barreled and spit out. And maybe some of you remember that wave, but that's been ingrained in my head as what we're hoping to see some people do today.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those big roll in?
Well, I think those old Hawaii 9.0 series movies back in the day that featured lots of Liam McNamara in a gaff helmet doing sort of the original chop ups, but at pipeline and stuff. We'd see guys like Sean Briley rolling in from a mile out the back. More recently, Jack Robinson had a pretty epic wave a couple of years ago. And, we're going to talk to Mason Ho as well. A couple of years ago, he gave me a really in-depth breakdown of how exactly you can, like, airdrop into a third reef wave, like kind of ollie over a section.
Maybe you can fill me in today.
It was terrifying to hear him talk about it. I've smiled and nodded along in lots of interviews pretending to know what the person was talking about, but
this one.
Speaking of completely baffled by that one. Who are we looking at? Right.
That'll be a good photo. And I always think of Kalani Chapman on that Al Chapman, I think it's his uncle's 9 or 10-0 board. You know that famous photo of him? He drifts in from one of the reefs outside, and I don't know, just an incredible moment. And I think we'll get a look at some of that today.
Yeah, keep your eye out for the roll-ins. I think that was Finn McGill.
Look at that bottom turn.
Yeah. That's probably going to come in at around about a 2.
He's in, yeah,
and that is
an 18-year-old on a bomb getting a 2.
Oh, a little chip shot. That's easy.
It's just
anyone
like reform. That's what I
anyone
grew
can
up
do
surfing.
that, right?
Uh-oh. This is, there it is.
Oh, it's just a, what did Jerry Lopez call it? A cakewalk.
A cakewalk.
All right. A new day means the big news on the other guys is new drinks.
New drinks, and I'm ready.
I'm ready to introduce today's new drinks and serve them up for us. None other than the lovely Makani Adric. We got hello, hello.
Hello.
God, these things get bigger and more audacious every day.
Wow. Here's your drink for today. It is called the Orange Tiki.
Looks like a duck.
We have, I did the beautiful garnishes. Took me a while, so it better be good. So we have pineapple juice, almond syrup, and some cherry syrup. Let's get you guys some ice to get those cold.
Oh.
Not
I'm drinking it without ice. It's not even ready yet.
Calm down, Travis.
Jumping the gun.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I feel like it might be lacking one ingredient.
Yep. Need some.
I wonder what that could
spike.
be.
Is that amaretto?
And we're going to top it off with the orange edition from Red Bull.
Oh, wow. Okay. Would never have predicted that. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Wait.
Oh, that is delightful. Oh, cheers. Yeah. Sorry, would hate to leave you hanging.
And how is it?
Oh, it's delightful. It's very melony. That's
Melanie.
yeah, that's officially a word. Now, don't go anywhere, McCartney. In fact, maybe
Okay.
take a take a
We
seat.
learned some stuff about Makani overnight.
Yeah, we got some questions. If you could just, Josh is going to wheel in a seat.
Here, sit down.
All right, let me get comfortable.
Okay, yeah, please do, because we've got you for the next hour.
Great.
We're gonna grill you.
So, McCartney, tell us about yourself. You're a barmaid, apparently. You work behind a bar?
It's a
I do.
bartender here.
Bartender,
We're
I'm a
barmaid.
bartender.
Sorry, he's from Australia. He says things that
We're a
I
bit
have a
behind the
translator
times.
under here.
And when you're not tending bar, what else do you do?
So I surf big waves for fun.
Very,
and,
very big waves. She's like legit
guess.
YMA charger,
And then I also train jiu-jitsu.
which
I'm scared.
I'm frightened, but she does serve us great drinks, and so you can look at the footage of you at that's YMA at a place that I've never been, and I don't think I ever will be. What's that like out there?
It's really exciting. There is a lot of energy surfing that wave.
Wow,
It's quite different, but it's one of my places I guess I can relax. It's like a dream to be catching a wave out there.
how do you get to a place? I mean, you grew up in the North Shore.
I did. I was born and raised. Grew up here in the North Shore.
Is it something you build up to? What's the night before you surf Waimea for the first time like?
How old were you as well?
I started surfing Waimea when I was 16. That was the first time I paddled out there.
As you do.
Oh my.
I've caught a lot of really good waves. Some with no people on, and then others with 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the rules
The
out there?
etiquette.
Is sharesies allowed? Everyone seems to drop in on each other pretty happily.
I don't like when people drop in on each other. I'll do it every once in a while if there's 100 people out, but I try to respect the locals, share the waves, and expect the same back.
Yeah. It makes me nervous when I see that many people on it, but at the same time, I know there's a lot of face that's room for everyone on there.
Who is this out the back?
What do you think YMA is up to today with this kind of swell?
You know,
Is it on your radar?
I haven't checked it, but that's the first thing I woke up and I was thinking, okay, the waves are big. I'd like to
Unfortunately,
get
you had
out
to come
there.
to work and hang out with us.
I know. I'll be tending the bar for Volcom later on.
All right. Where's that? What's going on there?
Just next door, we got a VIP lounge up in the 3rd story. We got Red Bull signature drinks, and then
Will they be serving the duck? What is it? The orange tiki?
No, this is just for you
Just for
guys.
There you
Alright.
go.
So these are specially made every morning with love by me.
Well, thank you. And they've been epic every day.
All right, Makani, tell us a little bit about Red Bull's event, the Queen of the Bay, because you're an invite to that.
Yes, I was an invite. I was super excited when I heard that they're actually going to have the contest.
So it's an all-girls event at Waimea?
Yeah, it's an all-girls surf event, big wave surfing event at Waimea. And for the longest time, we did not have a sponsor. And thankfully, Red Bull came through, sponsored the event. They're the main sponsor. And without them, it probably wouldn't even had happened.
That's epic. There's a full community of you guys, I'm sure, psyched to get out there together. And
yeah, the waves were too small, so unfortunately our holding period was a bit short, but hopefully next year we can get a really good swell and possibly run it for the girls.
So is that how it is every winter, similar to how the Eddy was, where you've got a waiting period, but they're not going to run it unless it's proper and how you guys want it?
Yeah,
you'll
so if it's big enough. This past season wasn't as big as we expected with unfavorable weather and winds. So we couldn't run it, but it's kind of similar to the Eddy except a girls version.
Yeah, cool.
And the surf community, were they backing it totally and psyched to see you guys get that day?
Yeah, everyone was so stoked that just even the thought of it happening. A lot of my friends and family were hoping that it would run, but it didn't. So I don't know. Hopefully next season we'll get that holding period, the waves, and the crowd.
I'm sure Real Sun be smiling down on that.
Yeah.
And take care of you. That's
of course.
I always think of her when I think of women surfing, big wave surfing in Hawaii, and all that she did.
As well as yourself, who were some of the other girls that were going to be in the field, and who are some of the other girls you see surfing out at Waimea on a decent day?
Decent day, I would say Emily Erickson. She's one of the girls that charges super hard. She's always out at Waimea when it's big. There's, a few invites. I think Kiala Kinley. There's a lot of local girls.
Any internationals? I saw Felicity Parmentier's name on the draw.
Felicity was on there. She didn't make the opening ceremony, but I know she probably would have been there if they held it.
Paige Alms.
She's just going to say that.
she's the women's reigning Big Wave World Tour champion.
Yes.
Is that one of your goals, to maybe get on the Big Wave World Tour?
That's one of my goals. Unfortunately, women's big wave surfing doesn't have that much money they're putting forward. So in the future, I'm hoping they can root more for the girls and eventually push that through.
Put a qualifying series together, or is that what they need to work on?
So maybe more.
Just take out Queen of the Bay and you'll be straight in there, right?
What other waves do you like to surf?
I like to surf Sunset, Pipeline, probably not as big as today.
I don't even know if they're calling this Pipeline. When John's like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Finn McGill's lacing up some turns through the inside.
Is there any waves internationally, any big waves that you kind of have on your radar that you want to get over to, whether it's a Mavericks or any California or European big waves, or
Mavericks sounds exciting. I've been to California. I haven't had.
Very cold though.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go.
I know. Like, what was Jamie O'Brien was like? I would never put a wetsuit on. He's like, I want no part of that.
Yeah, it's a very, I guess, different wave to watch, and I know a few girls have surfed it. They'd have the experience to surf that wave. I haven't had the opportunity to get there, get my wetsuit on, and get going.
I also don't know why you would leave Hawaii.
I know.
Very often.
So Hawaii is my home. This is where my heart is, and I think that's just something that's holding me back from, I guess, reaching out for bigger waves. But to answer your question, I would say one wave I am a little hesitated to surf, but I'd like to get to would be Nazare.
Holy moly.
That's my dream goal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck.
It's not on my dream goal list whatsoever, but
yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you out there.
Yeah. I'd like to paddle surf it, toe surf it. Eventually, when I get there, then hopefully you see me on camera.
Oh yeah. Well, Portugal is one of our favorite places. We keep telling Portugal stories, so you'll love the country. It's a great place to visit, and yeah, they've got good waves and big waves and a little bit of everything. So
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it either way.
Good luck getting there. Good luck
Yeah.
in the Queen of the Bay. Hopefully it runs next year and you can get a good result. And thank you very much for the
Thanks for
fantastic
hanging with
drinks
us
we've
all
had
week.
this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging
Thanks,
with us.
Makani.
That was Makani Adrick, who's been
Thank you.
bartender all week.
Thank you.
And we're going to throw to a quick highlights package of yesterday's action right now. When we come back, we're going to talk to the man of the moment, Cam Richards, the guy who's strung together the best heat we've seen in a long, long time. Don't go anywhere. More of the other guys coming up right after this little highlights package from yesterday.
The Gladiator Pit of Pipeline is officially open for business. This is the 2018 Volcom Pipe Pro, and it is absolutely firing.
Another deep barrel for Ramos, still going and coming out.
Going to be Elijah Gates, and he could have a dream runner here. Incredible from way deep.
Look at Walsh, look at this beast on the first reef right there. Oh my goodness. Walsh is deep and he's coming out.
Keg of a barrel. Brett Dorrington is going to change the tune of this heat.
Cole Rothman is backdoor and reappearing, coming out. Grabbing the rail, tucking in Riley Lang in the green. Jamie O'Brien on the huge gaping backdoor barrel.
Noah Smith, late drop straight into the pit and then spit out. Gonduru now way late, and somehow Miracle on his back end, hanging onto that rail for dear life out of nowhere.
Cam Richards going backdoor, grabbing the rail, trying to come through the second section, and he drinks.
Here he is again. Second time to charm and backdoor. Still going, traveling, the way spits, and he comes out. Oh, wow. There's her 10. Open riding in white, that is Jack Robinson.
Take me as far away from here as I can go. I don't care my destination anywhere, but here is fine. And I wonder if I'm ever going.
It's Super Bowl Saturday here at the Volcom Pipe Pro, and the action in the water is crazy. It's just pretty much out of control, borderline unrideable, but the best surfers in the world are having a hard crack at it. My name's Chris Binns. Alongside me is Travis Farrow from White Youth. We're the other guys, and we are joined by the standout surfer from yesterday at the Volcom Pipe Pro.
How are you?
Cam Richards. Hello, mate.
How are we?
Yeah, we're good.
We're a little nervous.
For sure. Who isn't?
We have to tell you about Cam's day yesterday. I don't know if everyone watching has seen it, but you should go watch it over and over. Is watching Cam's heat. He's got a wave at backdoor that this entire yard was erupting, saying 10. He's getting rims. He's 10. He's 10. Comes in a little short of a 10. I think it was a 9.8 or something. And
I think three judges threw 10s.
three 10s, and then it ended up being a 9.8. So okay. Fair enough. They want to see. I don't know what they want to see. That was as good as it gets, and I'm sure you'd agree. And take us through what happened after that.
Yeah, I got that wave, kind of not knowing to go or not, just because I've never really surfed out here. I'm like, I think this is a good one. I don't know. And ended up making that one. I was like, whoa. Like, I think it's still like watching heats out here all day is like, you see people get waves that like I would kill for, and then they get like a 2. I'm like, oh wow. Yeah. Like, so I don't know when you're kind of
here's your wave.
Yeah, run us through this. You let go there, right?
Yeah, I let go
Why?
to do because I thought it was a closeout and kind of was trying to
style it out.
Yeah, style it out. And then it also kind of helped me with like a pump, like because if I were to be still grabbing my rail, I wouldn't have been able to like get high. And yeah, just somehow made that second one. I got that one completely under priority too. Or Ritz like kind of gave it to me. I don't think he could have caught it, but like he was right there.
And you got it on your way back out, right? Because I remember we were still debating like how that wasn't a 10 over here, and then I actually thought it was a replay, and I'm like, oh, here's a new angle, and it was your whole new wave.
Yeah, no, and then I was super tired after the first one, and then the second one I was paddling back out at back door. I'm like, if a set comes, I'm gonna drown, like 10 out of 10. Like I'm so tired, just like.
Now the reason this is surprising is Cam's from South. Oh my, we gotta acknowledge what that
was. That Mikey?
Happened. That was Mikey.
He's a maniac.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge you're from South Carolina.
I sure am.
There were people in the yard going, I think he's from North Carolina. I'm like, South Carolina. The waves are even smaller than North Carolina. Tell us about the waves you kind of grew up surfing.
There's not much to talk about them because there's not many of them.
How big can it get?
But yeah, and then if you paddle out like during a hurricane, like in the middle, you might get some like 4 to 5 feet waves.
Yeah.
But it's just current down the beach, and
so good practice for pipeline and backdoor.
Just identical, really. You sit off the pier. It's kind of the same thing as the boil. But no, I mean we get super fun waves when it's small. Like our small waves are actually like fun. But yeah, I mean the biggest waves I've ever surfed there were probably like head high at the best.
And through your, the parts that you put out, you just put out a new part called 22 with Victor Pecapore edited. There's big waves in it. There's solid waves. How much time have you spent out, though, at Pipe? And it's never been a question of are you scared, but it's hard to get out at Pipe and get any experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've been coming here for probably 7 years or so, maybe 8. When I was younger, like age 15 through 18, I would do the whole, like, paddle out on days like this and try to get that one wave, go on closeouts, never get good waves. And so I've never even really got a good wave out there. And after I haven't... This was yesterday in my heat was my first time surfing Pipe, and I didn't surf it before the comp, and then I didn't surf it last year. I was here for 1 day just for Surfer Pole, and then didn't surf it during the Triple Crown. So I haven't surfed it in probably 2 years, and just kind of went out blindfolded just because it's a whole different ball game when you're in a heat because you get to sit where you want, and like so I was like, even if I do go out before my heat when it's super crowded, I'm still not gonna get like
nowhere to be.
Yeah, like so I was just like, let's hope it's easier when you have priority. And
some people have said that's harder when there's less people out there. You're almost like, where the hell am I?
You lose your landmarks.
I did that because usually when I surf out here when it's all crowded, I'll sit super deep just because I can't catch waves anywhere else. And I caught myself at the beginning of the heat like doing that, like paddling to where I normally sit back like a couple of years ago. I'm like, wait a minute, like I don't have to do this anymore. Like I got 25 minutes to actually surf this wave. So
guys are gonna start following you around the lineup, after yesterday.
We had your roommate or your travel buddy Jake Kelly in exactly this time yesterday. He got destroyed the day before in his heat. What was the chat that night? Were you just like sympathizing? Were you giving him a hard time? Or?
No, I mean just surfing heats out here is an accomplishment in itself. And like to just catch waves like at that size is awesome, and so we're all super supportive, and of course we'll throw some jabs here and there, but yeah, he charges super hard, so like I knew he was all good, and like I wish he got like better waves.
Finn just paddled into that wave and sat on his board.
Yeah, he did a full cockroach midway through.
That's how you claim it at 20 foot putt. Well, how big are you calling this? Because we had Kamana Hakias in here yesterday, day before, saying it was 2 to 3 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I posted on my Instagram this morning a screenshot of the thing, and the surf line said 6 to 10. I crossed that out. I put 100 feet.
Fair enough.
I don't care who you are. This is
a much more accurate forecaster at Cam Richards' Instagram. You can check today for the forecast.
No, I mean,
these guys are blowing themselves to pieces. He goes, Mikey, you're right. He's been catching bombs the last couple of days.
It's at least 25 feet, I think. I don't know.
There's not much swell in the water.
Yeah, people can talk crap, but I'm a...
So you went for that big rodeo after your first wave. If you got the grab, you looked like you were...
I know. I've actually...
That was your 10.
That's what haunted you last night.
No.
Why didn't I just hang on?
It was the best section ever to do one, and I just missed the grab by just like one thing. I was like, oh, that would have been so fun.
just to roll into it. So how are you feeling today? Yesterday you get 2 10s. Let's call them. I'm gonna call them 2 10s at backdoor, and I mean it's perfect pipe. We called it all day yesterday, and then you show up today, 12 hours later, and what you're staring at. How you feel about today?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up this morning and looked at the webcast, and all I saw was white water. I was just like, here we go. Like, this is what I signed up for, not whether I like it or not. And I'm actually staying with Grant Baker and my buddy Mason Barnes, and I wake up to them screwing in their CO2 tanks and everything. I'm just like,
yeah, who knows where they're off
That's
to today.
Big Wave World Tour champ.
Yeah,
Grant Twiggy Baker.
If they're doing that, I was like, hey, Twiggy, mind if I borrow that little vest right there? Huh? I got a heat coming up.
What fin should I be using today?
Yeah, Twig.
Help.
Twig, I need your help. But no, I mean, I just look at it as it's super scary, but I got 25 minutes. I think I can last that long out there, and then could possibly get the wave of my life.
Yeah.
I think yesterday I
You
got
might
the
have
wave
got
of my
one
life.
of them, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like
Let's
it's
do it
possible.
again.
Yeah.
The, the second wave, when you came out of it, stood up. You must have known that was a 10, surely.
I
Did it feel better than the first one?
kind of, yeah, just because like it spit and I came out like after the spit, but
And the
yeah,
no grab bit was, I mean,
That was wild.
for a super fan of serving, you can't not knock a no grab.
We were trying to figure out who the last goofy-footed to get a 10 at backdoor might have been, and we got no clue.
Yeah.
Like a CJ
It's
or
really
a
hard. I know
Hobgood?
before your heat, Koa Smith had a couple really good runs or goes at it. No 10s, but high scores.
yeah, no, I mean, I never knew. I mean, this is my first time competing out here, so I have no idea what I had to do. It definitely felt good.
You seem to have grasped it, so good luck.
Yeah.
Keeping that going.
I was definitely pretty happy. Just like, I mean, I signed up for this contest strictly to, like, I wanted
Get
to
some
do that.
time.
I wanted to get waves out here so people could see that I can surf barrels, sort of.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of luck. I can't argue that.
And your heat is coming up pretty soon, right? What
Yeah.
any equipment changes? Are you?
Yeah, I just got 610, like the biggest
you have a
boards I
610,
have, yeah.
Does it take a little bit of the uncertainty out, knowing that it's just pipe today?
A little bit, yeah. And then when it's this big, from the times I've surfed out here like this, it's the drops and everything are a lot easier, and it's strictly just if you get that wave.
You try to find that little pocket of.
Yeah, and then I mean most of the time, yeah, you are just duck diving walls of white water, but it's almost scarier how it was yesterday. Just I feel like there's a lot more consequences, but there's just something about walls of water like this and having
Yeah, there's a
no
lot of
control whatsoever. To
lot
where
of-
yesterday you kind of can get out of the way of things, where today it's just you're gonna have to wear it.
All right, well, mate, it's been awesome having you on. Congrats
Yeah.
on yesterday's performance.
Thank you,
The 10
guys.
was something I think we'll all remember, especially just being in the yard, losing
Yeah.
it when you got that second one. And good luck
Thank you
Yeah,
so
good
much.
luck out there. Have
surviving
fun.
and thriving
We'll be-
in the
we'll be
next
cheering.
couple of hours.
Thank you.
All right, that was Cam Richards, everyone. We're going to throw to a package now featuring some crazy footage from Stab and Volcom's project from last year, The Dock. So we're going to check that out right now, and when we come back, more of the other guys. Don't go anywhere.
Oh no, that's gonna kill someone.
Oh my god, dude, it launched me up, straight up, and then it came down almost underneath me, and I was looking at it like, oh!
To the other guys, the Volcom Pipe Pros alternate commentary stream. We're not quite in the backyard of the Pipe House. We're a couple of backyards over, hanging out, having a bit of a chat. Garage vibes over here. It's the Pirate Radio version of the commentary stream, and I've got a couple of very special guests alongside me, Amber Mozo and Zach Noyle. Welcome to the other guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
And Zach, you were just swimming out in this mayhem.
Yeah, I don't know how good of an idea that was today. It was a little wild and woolly out there, but it was, it's pipeline. I couldn't say no.
Tell us about just what's going on. You were saying there's tons of water moving around the place. You're getting yelled at by the beach commentators because you're getting in the way, and you're like, we can't go anywhere.
Constantly. So the swell is so west that it's really sweeping down the beach. So when you watch the guys jump into the water, they're getting swept all the way down the beach. And same with us. And even outside of that, you're getting having a current constantly pulling you. It's not that fun. If you're getting great shots at the same time, it's like, okay, it outweighs, you know, but not getting any shots and sticking in the current, it's like, okay, that was a workout then.
What was the biggest licking you copped just then?
I luckily made it under a few, and thanks to the Hawaiian Water Patrol, they took us in and out. Very lucky, and I feel like I've done the swim at pipe many, many times to be okay with just getting a ride out if if they're giving it out. And I just squeaked under a few that were pretty close and pretty heavy.
Is this some of the most out-of-control pipeline you've swum out at?
It's not the biggest, but it's definitely the most out of control. With the current, the waves, and how it's breaking, it is a little wild out there. I've swam it a little bit more perfect, but not today.
And sometimes, the surfers in their heats can get a bit snappy at the photographers for getting in the way and that sort of stuff. On a day like today, is it more like, are you guys doing all right? Like reassuring pats on the back as people are patting past?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are my friends as well, good luck, or, as they're going out to their heat, but it's never, we're staying out of the way. We have a long lens. I don't want to be close. We're not purposely trying. Whoever's yelling at us, we're not purposely trying to get up there. We are trying to stay away. We're trying to stay in that fine line, and usually from about the Volcom house to this house is like the zone you'd want to sit with a long lens, and we're sitting in that zone. And the surfers are a little bit further over, but once we get a little past this, we're ripped in the current or caught on the sandbar with a 10-footer on the head. So, I don't know. It's just not the greatest day to swim.
Sounds good. All right. And introduce your friend.
This is Amber Mozo. She's an amazing photographer from here, Hawaii.
And Amber, give us a little bit about your backstory.
I am a photographer here, and I'm just from here. And Zach kind of brought me on to learn a little bit about, pipeline and what it's like, and got me in the water, and so that's what I'm doing here, and it's been a really, really awesome week, and I've learned a lot. So.
And where did you sit when you swam out this morning?
I definitely did not go out today.
We thought about it. We thought today was going to be a good day, and you know what? If it was clean and west, could have been a different story. But how unpredictable it wasn't a day for her to go out on her second time ever.
Yeah, so you guys have quite a bit of history together. Tell us about who you bought your first camera from, Zach.
Definitely. My first camera housing was bought from her father, John Mozo. And John Mozo is a legend. He's someone that inspired me still to this day, and would shoot out here at Pipeline and getting amazing photos. Some of my earliest memories of photos that I really admired and wish I could take was by John Mozo. And so when I contacted him, I didn't know it was him, went to this little shop in Haleiwa and bought this water housing. He sat there and helped me, explained everything, showed me how to care for it, what settings to even shoot with my camera, and helping me all through the thing. He could have been like, here, grab the money and go, but he didn't. And that really stuck with me in the sense that that's something that I want to pay forward and something I want to do for others, and really kind of change my mindset on everything.
And how did you guys get to come to be working together?
I think over the past few years, with me doing photography, Zach kind of reached out to me, was super kind to be like, hey, I want to bring you in on, he was doing these workshops, and I got to come to those, and we just got to get to know each other through that. And then I always told him, when he would post pictures of pipe, I'd be like, thanks for posting this, because a lot of people, in the world don't get that front row seat. They don't get to see that. So when I get to see his photos, I always say, thanks for posting this. It's awesome. I want to go out there one day. And then, he calls me and it's like, let's get you out there. So that's what we've been, trying to do, and that's what we've been doing.
And you guys are working on a project together with Red Bull at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. So we're kind of documenting this process and this whole journey, really, of Amber swimming out to Pipeline for the first time. And another point that we didn't touch on, but her father did pass away shooting photos here at Pipeline. How long ago was that, Amber?
2005.
2005. And so that was just when I was starting, a year in, and amazing photographer, and just Pipeline is very dangerous, as we all know. And so for her, this was her father's favorite wave to shoot. Mm-hmm. So to come full circle was such a special thing. And then for me to be able to kind of connect that all after her father helping me, she's a great person either way, but having that all kind of come full circle was an amazing opportunity for me.
So tell us about some of your own photography. You don't just shoot surfing.
No, my favorite is shooting in the water, and I love shooting anything ocean, but you know, I'm always just traveling with my camera and shooting as much as I can, whatever I can. So that's what keeps me busy, and that's what I'm always up to.
And you have got into the water at Pipeline a couple of times now?
Me and Zach went out for the first time 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah. So that was my first time, was 2 days ago swimming out there, and I would have never done that without Zach or anyone like that.
She
so.
swam in and out. No jet ski rides that day. We talked about it, and we were like, we could. I was like, no, you know what? We can swim it today. We're going to do it, you know, and she was confident and did it, and she is maybe like a third of my size. So when I go dive under a wave, I look back, and she's like a little bit further back there. Kind of no weight holding her there. So
I told him, I was like, okay, I can't get under as good as you, so don't freak out, because I kind of get flown around in the water. I always am like bouncing around. So he's like, okay, but he's like, you got this. So I mean, I wouldn't have done it without you. Thanks, Zach.
And Zach, you used to swim competitively, and you still put in, you know, tons of time in the pool, punching out the laps. Amber, any training that you sort of get into?
No, we did like a little training. Zach was kind of teaching me, you know, rock running the other day, and everything else was just on the beach explaining, and me really just like taking it, you know, taking notes and being serious about it, because yeah, my dad did die here. So for me, it's like listen, focus, you know, don't be silly, just, you know, do your best. So my training was, you know, I don't do crazy trainings.
It is a lot of mental too.
Yeah.
When you go out there, it's like the confidence. A lot of these surfers, some may not be in like the best shape, but they have the, you know, the instinct of what to do, or they've been in that situation before. They know how to get under the wave. They know how to paddle to wherever it is, and so a lot of that comes with like mental, just being mentally strong.
And Amber, without getting too deep, was it emotional? Obviously, the first time you swam out at Pipe.
Someone asked me that the other day. It wasn't too emotional. I was mostly thinking like how lucky for me to be in his favorite place. Like if it's somewhere that's worth dying, then it must be a special place. And my mom always told him, you're gonna die out there, and he did. But it was worth it, because it really was his favorite place in the world. So for me to just be there and to be in front of what, you know, he risked his life for all the time was super special. And not emotional in like a sad way, but I just feel like so lucky that I got to do that, and that Zach got to bring me in to do that. So. And
how did your family react?
I think my family, like, they're almost like not surprised, but they're like, wow, really, kind of thing. But yeah, they're stoked, of course.
Unreal. And Zach, you could talk for hours to us about how dog-eat-dog it is out there in the lineup at Pipeline, but in Amber's case, have all the other photographers really been supportive of this?
Definitely. And I don't, you know, it is dog-eat-dog in a sense, but some of my best friends are my biggest competition or peers, you know. And that's what makes it so fun out there. We're always looking out for each other, you know, and like Keoki, you know, really helped Dusty in that moment. We're sometimes the first line right there. And it's really, you know, no matter how much competition is, you want to have everyone come back to shore safely. Everyone's looking out for everyone in that moment, wherever you are. You know, that's the most important part.
And just personally, Zach, what are your projects that you're working on at the moment beyond the North Shore?
Oh, beyond the North Shore, all kinds of things kind of going on. I have a surf photo contest called Changing of the Tides, and it's really to help elevate the next generation of surf photographers, as I know it's such a difficult thing to really get your foot in the door, and it's a couple different contracts and trips and different things that they can win. And right now it's only for Hawaii photographers, but during the summer and next year it's going to be worldwide.
And you, you know, you take the whole aspect of photography really seriously. Your dad was a famous photographer, and I think his quote that you live by is, the best camera you have is the one you've got on you.
Exactly.
I remember I was driving to Sydney Airport a couple of years ago, and I saw a big billboard that was an Apple ad, and it was shot by Zach N, and I had to do 2 laps of the airport to pull over in this weird little no staring zone.
I remember you sending me that, Vince.
And take a photo and send it to you and be like, is this yours? And it was like an iPhone shot that you'd had published of Pipeline.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy what you can use and do in this day and age. I mean, with digital and everything, I mean, the smartphones are just getting better and better. And it's like, man, I kind of wish I just took my smartphone out today, my iPhone. You know?
I think a couple of years ago during the Pipe Pro, we FaceTimed you in the lineup.
Yep.
We were having a chat with Mason Ho was here. He was losing his mind to say that he had it in the first place, but we were talking to Zach, and then midway through, Zach would be like, 1 second, and just swim through and be like, oh, that was a big one, and then get back to talking.
We've been doing some live feed. People want to see it live, so I've been wanting to do that more and more at Pipeline and stuff, and be able to take live and show everyone what's going on out there, because it's great to see it in a magazine a month later, but it's like I want to be able to post it right away within a couple minutes, and that's where we are now.
Well, if you go out again this afternoon, we might try and Skype you. Get you
down.
to call into the other guys.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Well, Zach, it's
Thank you
always
so
a pleasure.
much, Benzie.
Amber, lovely to meet you,
Thank
and
you.
good luck with the rest of the project. Can't wait to see it pop up on redbull.com later on in the year.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. All right, we're going to throw to a package now, and when we come back, more from the other guys right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Tell me about what we're doing. It's pirate radio?
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
What's with this brunch theme?
We're just working gentlemen's hours. We don't want to burn out, you know. So we don't need to give score updates. We don't need to worry about who's got priority or how much time's remaining. We're just having a chat with some friends.
What about post-heat interviews?
We specialize in during heat interviews. So we're just gonna catch up with our buddies for 3 hours every day, over a couple of beverages, bit of chat, bit of banter, maybe dial up some guests.
You think Kelly will call?
We can't get Kelly to stop calling. I think we should get a few waves at some point too. We don't want to work too hard.
Yeah.
Pirates don't work too hard, right? And they drink rum.
Yeah. So we can surf before, we can surf after, we can drink during. This is starting to sound like it works.
Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. Oh, hello. We're the other guys. I'm Chris Benz, this is Travis Ferro. We're here hanging out, having a chat. Got a bunch of guests cruising through our backyard radio setup. And we've got incredible waves in the water. We actually just saw someone successfully take off on a wave and like ride the tube and come out.
2 completed waves in a row.
Zeke Lau just dropped the Ocho, and he's
Lahiki Minamishin got the second one.
Yeah.
Big Island guy. So the Hawaiians are finally, they've established that waves can be ridden, so now there's no excuses, everyone.
Yeah, they're standing tall. Here goes, is that Zeke? So this heat must just be over. He's coming in on the little one that was about 8 foot. It looks like
there's his wave.
May have just kind of got over that little bit of morning sickness and be settling somewhat.
Yeah, it's entertaining, to say the least.
There's talk or rumour of a potential sea breeze later on this afternoon. Let's hope this isn't the calm before that arrives. And let's hope that it just really turns on and we can see some thumping waves firing our way. Carlos Munoz, Benji Brand, Jamie O'Brien and Geronimo Vargas in this heat. Coming up after them, Miguel Tudela, Marco Giorgi, Geordie Collins and our boy, signed to the team, Kalani David.
Kalani David. You might have just heard shouting and yelling going on in the periphery, but that's because we have a guest.
We have a guest. Who do we have, Travis?
Mason Ho. Everyone's been waiting for Mason to show up.
Here he is.
Mason is here. He's been bouncing on the deck, yelling for Lahiki and Zeke and all the boys.
Welcome to the other guys.
Short
I
hair.
know, it's kind of like, I haven't buzzed my head since high school. I was kind of looking
good,
at myself right here like, what the? I know I'm not going bald, but that looks kind of weird over there.
Uh-oh.
Is that?
Nah, I mean, not even, uh-oh, check that shit out. I know it's full.
Is that picking up the pieces after the mohawk you had for the backdoor shootout?
I mean, I just had to buzz that thing a few of the,
How long did you have that for?
How long did I have that for? Well, I had it was a true mohawk for like 4 days.
It really
like
was.
that real thin, that skin on the side, and
Did it feel fast?
It did. It actually felt like it's. I don't know.
How'd that
look
first
weird again?
The first shower just feels
so
wild,
good. The first sleep.
I barely recognized you this morning.
Like when someone grips it. Like,
I paddled over to a dude at Rockies the other day. I had the big mohawk, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, Mason's out here." And I paddled up, and he turned around, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, no, well. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't me, but for some reason, right when I had that, I noticed like every other person had a mohawk, and I was like, okay, it's time to get this off.
What do you do? Do you give him the secret handshake, or just a nod?
Yeah, nod, like kind of Indian vibes, I guess.
Indian vibes.
Or Viking, whatever you want.
Well, Mason's gone with a buzz cut, so everyone at home can now get a buzz cut.
Yeah,
and
strictly business, huh?
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks shitty. I like a little more hair. I don't know.
They grow out. The best part about it is it grows out.
Right,
You'll be right back.
I just like the hair because it's like a little bit of style. It always tells everyone's got
like
their different
mullet going.
I like everyone's got nice hair right now.
Zeke Lau in the last heat, he's got a bit of a fro going right now.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking it.
When I get that weird, I get this length. It's like lesbian cut.
Yeah.
Mate,
foo hair.
They're pulling it.
You were in the first heat this morning. Pretty wild.
Yeah, what's going on
out there? Tell us about it.
Okay, if you want my take on the pipeline today,
yeah,
this is exactly what I'm thinking. Or this is okay. I can't believe I'm gonna spill all this. Okay,
There's no one watching this show.
Okay,
just us.
I'm sitting on my hands because I've seen a bunch of cringe-worthy videos. Or my friend tagged me in something yesterday. I'm like, I look like that, or I look like that. So I'm gonna calm my voice, sit on my hands, and tell you right now what I'm looking at here. It's the pipeline and. Okay, let me see. Okay, my breakdown was last night I thought it was going to be perfect. Like, because I don't think pipe gets too big. I think it can handle like a 50-foot swell, like Jaws size, but it needs to be literally, okay, I'm sorry, I exaggerated, like a little bit smaller than Jaws it can get. But it just needs that perfect angle, like 1 degree off, and it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be able to hold it. So last night I thought it was going to be like, to be honest, like 40-foot perfect T-piece from the back, second reef, pull in, come out, like cloud break, fade, and then come into the first reef. I used to hear stories about it. I like hang out with our Jeff Crawford, and he used to tell me about Mike Kealoha and all these guys getting like triple barrels from the third reef. Like, so I was like,
really?
I know I'm gonna get one of those.
Your visions were there.
Oh yeah, no. So I knew, I'm like, wow, we're all gonna get really lucky today. But
so what's happening?
Yeah. What happened to that whole dream was, this is what I think why it didn't do that. Oh, Ian or Zeke's getting interviewed. No one's hearing this.
No, so this is a different channel. We're the pirate radio.
Can they see him right here?
Yeah,
okay, watch this. Oh, voiceover. Okay. Yeah, but you know, I was like, candy out there. Okay, right here.
I'll be Chris.
Okay,
so how was it out there? It's pretty big. Really big, actually. It's a 17th reef. What'd you do to make it?
You know, just same old shit as every time. Just take a peek at my emblem right here. This thing on my board. It's a logo. It has this flag on here. It gets me all psyched. And then, yep, I look at the waves, and then I'm like, candy all day. How am I going to attack this thing? And then, yeah, okay, here, let me really read his lips. Okay, right here. Yeah, you know, here we go. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, right here I am.
Out the sun.
Okay, let me tell you about
eclipse.
pipeline.
That was Inception stuff going on there.
That was cool.
So
Our first other guy's eclipse.
You turned up, and it wasn't your 40-foot perfect pipeline.
Exactly. The breakdown, I think, was when I was out, because I know this swell right now, it's not too big for pipe. It kind of looks like a little too big, but if you know, because I'm sure you both seen it enough, that it's like actually not that. Or it's not. You've seen it bigger, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Or it's holding it somewhat. So the reason why it's not completely groomed and perfect and doing its thing is I'm pretty sure there's more swell out there trying to come in. Like, so when there's swell out in the ocean, I feel like at pipe, and it's constantly coming in, pipe isn't like as calm and perfect as it should be, or like how we like it.
It's like it, except it's, you know, this is gonna be a really bad example, but you know, when wind swell hits, I only know California, but this morning when we looked at the overview, you could see the big lines, which are those big third reef ones. But then there was also these other little like chip things happening, because pipe is a focal point. It's one of those spots that it focuses in
all the swelling people.
Yeah, so you could see all the swells happening, and it was like, ooh, it's not one. It's got a couple things happening.
Exactly.
See, my pipe knowledge is getting there.
No, you know. See, I knew it. You guys been here.
I've been following Mason around for a few years. Seen him out. Maybe not in this patch of water, but.
So then you turn up and you paddle out. And what do you think?
Yeah, so I like paddled out there. I had like a bigger board that I just want to catch. I was like looking at my house and just like, oh, come on, I need the double of my house behind the peak. Like, please. I was like holding this board, like because I was holding my smaller board looking at my house, like, oh, kind of felt nervous because I was trying to turn into a wave. And then all of a sudden I grabbed my other board and was looking at my house, and I was like, I hope one comes in like that. I hope I'm inside.
That's the one.
Yeah, so this is the board. So I put it in my car, got all psyched, came down, seen it, jumped in the water, paddled out, and I was like, I don't know. It seems like why isn't it as calm and perfect as I thought? Yeah. And then my board was, I thought it was all nice running around the place, like, and then, oh shit. And then, yeah, no, and then all of a sudden it just felt like it wasn't the board, and it was because there's just more surf coming, and the surface was a little weird. And
oh, Benji Brand, he's deep. Doggy doors.
Oh, he made it.
Made it.
That's because he's got cankles, that kid. Yeah, he does. And he's got the
He is
Aki,
like very
southern.
Yep. Can't knock him off his
body.
base.
Yep.
So when you say your board was feeling a bit, how long were you on?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Yeah,
but
that's something you gotta know. Mason does not unveil the length.
I mean, not easily, you know, like. But that was a nice try.
What's the vibe in your car like when you drive over the pipeline?
Or I'll tell you a lie. It's close.
Do you have
Wait, what's that? Oh, my vibe in my car?
Yeah, driving over to surf pipe. I want to hear about it.
That's my favorite vibe in the world.
Going to surf to set the tone.
Okay, well, this is how my dream sessions at pipe is I wake up super early. Well, usually I load my car the night before. Just with all
organized.
Kind of boards. Oh, yeah. Well, I just love that. That's something about that. The day before. I mean, if I can, because usually I'm like struggling to get through that day before. And then so if I get home and it's like around 4:20 or something, and I got time to get ready and all that stuff, I'm just like, bro, I'm loading my board. I'm loading everything I got.
Playlist? Got a playlist good?
Got the meat. I'm always working.
Setting the tone.
Working on the playlist, always, searching. But yeah, no, I mean, lately it's been a cool vibe in the car. I just got all my boards and myself, and I've had this like mental little disco jam.
Mental disco
jam lately, or Yeah, it's been sick.
Imagine what that sounds like,
So
everyone at home.
You're sitting in the Prius.
No, it's a Cadillac.
Of course,
Nice.
Mason
No, no.
drives a Cadillac to the pipe.
At least once in my life, or I had to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how that sounded.
It did. How good does that sound?
It was funny because I'm actually. This is actually a funny little side. Damn it! I didn't want to talk too much on here. But here, this is a pretty funny one. I thought.
No one's.
I'm gonna
swear
sit
no
on my
one's
hands
listening
up.
to this show.
Good. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Hear that F word? I mean,
the fact that
all
you can say
kids.
that means there's no one here.
I know. Yeah. I'm
Usually
sorry.
they would have
You can't
escorted
tell
us
me
off.
no one's around. I was to say that.
They would have
The
escorted
kids.
us off already. The big set.
Okay, all you kids out there, you know what I did?
I saw you talking to Noah Dean earlier when you guys were having a little bonsai bowl post heat.
Little bonsai
little
bowl.
bonsai bowl.
Nice.
Because Noah was hoping you were in his heat. He was like, if we get John, me, Mason, that'd be sick.
Well, he's really smart. Or
Yeah.
he's like thinking of like, or I mean, maybe without even knowing, but I mean, from that idea, I'm always trying to think of ways to come up in life, you know. And I was like, damn, that's like brilliant.
Yeah, he wants to see it. He wants to hang.
But then me, I was like, I'm just comp mode and I want to win and I just want to have, I mean, I want to have that good time with them too. So I'm just like, dude, are you twisted? It's like round 3. I'm like, let's get all 3 of us in the final.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he just
Noah doesn't know how to put a jersey on. He just wants to get out there with you guys.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
gave him some Alexa Cure the other day. It's this new CBD magic oil that fixes everything in the world.
Well, he punched a rock apparently in his wrist, so you hooked him up.
Yep. And
Got
then he
him
said it
healing.
worked. He said as soon as he put it on, he said he thought it was going to be done for the comp. But
Nah, look at he's back out there.
He said he thought he was really hurt, but put the thing on and it was all good. And I was like, that's what happens to me when I use this stuff. Alexa Cure.
So run us through your heat a little bit more. Like, it was messy out there. It was wild.
Well, it just felt like, to me, it just felt like something was coming. Like something was coming. And then for some reason there wasn't. I mean, there was a lot of a lot of bad waves, and there was a lot of waves. But I just, anytime, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like some people know it, but when you're out there, you get this feeling like something's coming. That means the swell's rising. Like, I think it's something about the surface of the ocean. Like, when the surface is more calm, you know the swell's peaked, or like something.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just little
Is that what
signs.
we're seeing now? It looks like it's,
Well, it's
kind
almost-
of glassed off a little.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of what you're seeing right here. But to be honest, I'd have to jump in the water and kind of know.
You gotta feel it. You gotta
yeah,
you gotta be immersed in it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because then, yeah, I'm just so young. So I feel like a little pup. I always try to make these calls from the beach, and then my dad's like laughing at
He's
me.
like,
Like,
"Get out there."
You don't even know. Go try it out. You're gonna get lit up.
And what's the vibe like in the water in your heat? Are you talking to the guys you're surfing with, or?
I mean, I'd prefer not to. Like,
Well,
just
out
'cause-
there, it's like there's like 600 yards of zone you could be in.
Totally. well, for me, this is like my little breakdown on the whole like comp.
Yeah. So
Well, the whole surf thing is, I feel like surfing, there's like a whole, there's, just say surfing's in this circle. There's like, I mean, you could break it into 1,000 little halves, like free surfing, contest surfing, single, like equipment, having fun, all this stuff, you know. You could break it down, even whatever. There's all these things in surfing, you know, but I feel like free surfing and competing are like big pieces of this circle, you know. So when I go free surfing, I try and like max out that free surf feeling. Like, oh, it's all about like having your friends and finding a spot with no one, or like having just anything fun. Throw some stuff in the water, like ride. You know, use a random board or your best board for the contest. Just any way to get ready or like have fun. Like, for free surfing. But then there's this whole other beautiful side of surfing, which is competing, and it's almost like kind of weird. It looks a little like football. I don't want to say the J word, you know, like it's kind of weird, or it's kind of turning a little, because before it was like kind of a little more surfing, and but it's actually nice for like, oh fuck, I'm using my hand again. Oops. No,
that's all right. You were gonna say jock,
but
right?
I was gonna, yeah.
but I look back to like Andy Kelly, that competition era. That wasn't jockey. That was badass. That was sick.
Well, that's why I know, like, that's why I feel so bad when people use that word for it or anything, because it's like,
that wasn't jockey to me.
Yeah, no.
That was just...
Well, it was like, okay, you know when people play music? Have you ever seen those guys who, like, play the music, like, no expression? Like,
yeah. There's no feeling.
But then it's like, what about, like, Freddie King or even, like, Jimmy and stuff when they're just hitting it, like,
yeah.
It's like, Brad, get into it. It's like, okay, free surfing. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to come out, whatever. I'm going to do all this stuff. And then, or I'm going to get in. And then competing, it's like, get into it. Like, I'm gonna put on my face.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to me.
Mason's
I
not
loved
gonna
you
talk
5
to you.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's heat time. See ya.
Let's do it.
But
put on a show.
Yeah, but watch right after the heat's done.
Yeah.
I'll be blowing out with
Bonsai
you.
bowls.
Maybe.
I think my favorite ever quote from you relating to competition was at Bells one year. Adriano de Souza ended up at the end of the heat with more points than you, and someone was like, there's no shame in losing to a world champ, and you're like, I don't ever lose. Sometimes I just run out of time.
I can't wait to You're right, but how's this? I won that heat.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that. I was like, I don't remember that.
No.
I don't remember that loss,
No.
Spenzy. It's really weird you said that.
Yeah, but it was funny because somehow, like, I think what happened was I was losing and there was like around 30 seconds left, and I actually made like a pretty big. I mean, I always say you can make one mistake in a CT heat. You're a ward, or you can do one. You can't get away with two because they're gonna catch you. Like, affect my hands. But anyway, that time with Adriano, I already made a mistake early, so I was like, I gotta fight hard now, and then, because I think I may have lost. Yeah, I was thinking that, and then, but then. He got a wave, but then really I was like, no way. I'm never, like, there's no way I'm going to lose, especially to anyone on this tour. Like, maybe my dad I'll lose to, but yeah. So anyway, it was like 30 seconds left. I lost priority, and I paddled for it and I missed it or something. And then it was 30 seconds, so I was like, oh, there's my second mistake. I was like, I'm done.
Might as well
and
come
then,
in.
Yeah, and then the next set came, and he took off, and he ripped it. But luckily there was a third one, and it was a little bigger and better, and I got to, like, get a really good one, too. And then we came in, and he got the score and I got the score, but long story short, like, we did the interview, and the I think it was a girl that interviewed me, or she was like, that was actually, like, pretty amazing. I thought you lost, or, like, you made a mistake and you still came back in, like, the last 20 seconds. She's like, how? It's Adriano de Souza. How do you keep, like, or how do you, like, have the confidence or to think even that you have a chance with only 20 seconds left? And I was just saying, like, well, I mean, I never ever think I lose, like, or I hate to say it, but yeah, like, I always think, like, oh, the time ran out. No matter who it is, I was gonna catch him. Like, give me 40 minutes. This guy's done.
Well, you turn up on the World Tour and you run amok, especially with, like, where the world standings are concerned. Like, I think you've knocked Julian out of a title race in Portugal before. You've taken out Mick in Portugal. Like, do you just love rising to the occasion? You love the fact there's 10,000 people on the beach and all eyes are on you and it's your time to shine?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, everyone gets off to that.
We all have that in us, whether you like it or not. I remember even Dane used to say, when I paddle out, I'm not that competitive, but I want to put on a show. I want to surf sick.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if I win, but I want to surf sick for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think if you just got heart, you know, like, it's going to, like, if you're going out there to please, whether it's your sponsors or your family or your team, your friends going for you, it's like you're gonna go out there and lay it on the line, like, no matter how mellow you are, which is actually, like, a cool thing, because a lot of these mellow guys are so fun to watch, and just put them in there. That's why the backdoor shootout's cool, like a cool.
There's no jerseys. That's my favorite part. No jerseys. Just
that too.
surfing.
Yeah, that's sick too.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
What's your vibe around those World Tour events? Do you feel like you belong? Would you love to be there? I think the whole surfing world would love to see you on the World Tour.
I just love WSL, and I love everything about everything. And I just love those waves that they all get to surf. And I love those big paychecks that they get. Like, just put it on the resume. Like, hey, man, I could talk. I could.
Yeah. Look at he looks good in the headset. He's ready to go.
I mean, I'll grow my hair out, too.
Yeah, whatever you want. He's ready to.
I'll gel a wave. Nah, I won't use gel, but I'll make a wave or something. If you want. No. You guys don't even have waves. I don't even need it.
I had a wave when I was a kid. Well, combed out, ready to go, surfable on my head.
Only reason I said that was because I seen my friend the other night. We went out, and he literally gelled his hair like up and like a wave. Like, it almost looked like the Grinch's mountain thing. And somehow it looked so sick. I was so jealous. I'd never do that, but I was just like,
well, goals.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question about your
His
new
name
part.
was Sheldon Paishon.
Oh, Sheldon, we'd love to see the wave. A question about your new part. Actually, about every part you've ever put out. Rocks. Are you made of, like, rubber, or are you just not?
No.
You're just not afraid of them.
Yeah,
You're just like me. I'm looking at him. He feels.
Minor, yeah.
But what is it? You're just comfortable around him.
Well,
feel around him, because you seem to end up on them often.
Yeah.
Or very near them.
Like, I just feel like when did it really hit me how much I love those rocks? Yeah, not just something like, okay, if you look at a beach, maybe everyone's different, but if you look at a beach and it's just a nice long sandbar, there's just one little peak, it's like with no one out. And then you look over on the corner of the beach, and there's like this big, pretty mountain or something, or like even just a little rock pile or something, you know, like even it's not even rocks or whatever, just pile it on the corner.
To screw up the system,
or just not screw up the system. But
well,
you know, you're right.
The ocean's like got to work around it.
You're right.
And that makes the things that you jump around on.
Exactly. Something I just love, like being up against something. You know, like when. Oh, here's Carlos. Yeah, Carlos.
Oh, there's one.
Styling.
Wow.
See if these waves were like I thought it would be. He'd be on like a. He'd probably be on his second barrel right now, going through Aukai.
Is there a chance that it cleans up later? You think? Is it still possible, or are we?
I mean, to be honest,
is this what we're facing for the day?
Yeah. Okay. Before I knew anything about the buoys, I'd say it's turning on. Any minute now, it's about to turn on. But I kind of learned about the buoys this year, and I was kind of checking them here and there, and I was like, damn it! I think they jumped back up.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I'm just new at the whole. Dang, that's really nice style right there. Carlos, I love Carlos. Good style on land too.
Ooh, needs the throwback maybe.
I always. How'd you?
He used to have
Are you gonna make me talk?
You're like a hair guy.
No,
Benzi's all about
that's
hair.
Good. Me too.
What should we do?
No, because Carlos. Well, anyone who has an afro ever or like a fro, I instantly like let him know how jealous I am. Because I guess my dad used to have one. I don't know. I didn't see him, but I didn't even see that many photos with it. I haven't even seen that many, but I think I've seen one. He had a huge, perfect disco fro.
No way.
And I was like, I need to have that one day. But something about my hair, like I said, it goes like a dyke, like it foo-foos, like
it doesn't.
It doesn't do the curl.
It doesn't curl.
I can't say that.
It doesn't curl.
Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, all you kids out there,
you can't grow a fro if you have straight hair, but you can do a wave.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So
well,
one or
me,
the
I
other.
couldn't do anything.
So what else? What else is going on? What are you gonna do this
So
year,
much stuff.
Mason? What are you gonna do this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Win this.
Is it spontaneous?
Points,
Once you win
qualified.
This is the first
yeah,
time
you
I
do
got
well
asked
here.
that.
I know it's hard to. Well,
I like that question. That's why I always like to. Usually I make a plan and I come pretty close.
yeah.
If I
well,
don't get it.
loose. I like spontaneity.
think
You gotta keep some room for things to happen.
I wanted to make this tour for a long time. I never.
Well, here's step one. You made a heat. You made some heats. You're on your way. I don't know what else you can do.
What's in this thing?
Have a sip. It's what are we calling it? Do we have a name?
It's
It looks like a
orange
duck.
tiki. It looks like a duck. It's got mango, Red Bull, papaya.
Yeah.
Some dragon
I heard there's some
fruit.
amaretto, maybe. I don't know.
Are you serious?
Might be.
There
Don't
we
drink
go.
too much of that.
Drink of the
Oh yeah.
Everything's
I got a heat coming up.
everything's muddled.
Oh, there it is. The orange tiki. You got splash of grenadine, crushed ice.
Oh, you gotta show the chicks you have this.
All right, Mason, we've got a game that
Am I
we
getting
like.
kicked out? No.
No, you kicked out.
We got a
you
game that we
kidding?
like to play here.
I think I'm gonna get kicked out. You're hired.
We got a game we play over here on the other guys called Good or Bad for Surfing. Everyone who's been on the show.
You want to hear this call?
Yeah, you can talk to Dad.
Dad's gone.
Yo, Pops. Hello?
What up, Pete?
Yo, Pop.
Hey, it's super glassy. Clap. It is subject to as long as your barrel, so if you want, your 7-0 is going to catch it.
Whoa.
Beep. Gotta go.
I think they're
Mason's gonna take a call.
They're contemplating keeping it going, but yeah, I think I'm on. They should call. Okay, that's what we're thinking. Billy was thinking the same. He's kind of repping this, all of us, so he was gonna do that.
Just a fucking, you guys should all get together.
That's okay.
All right, Dad is giving Mason advice on how the judges are scoring this one. And what board he needs to be riding, which Mason's been super secretive about, hence he's hiding the phone from us.
This is the greatest
What's
moment in
going on
other guys' history.
Water right now. This is Jamie O trying to hold on to second place. We got Mason.
Mason, you
back.
just made history.
That was epic. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Gone.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh yeah, there I am.
Pops ho.
Yeah, hey, Dad. How's Dad?
Mate, we got
There was something was in there. I feel good. I feel like they should keep it going.
I'm gonna keep it going.
We've
Saturday, right? It's
sponsored our first surfer this week. We've got Kalani David on team The Other Guys. Tell us
That's what you need to ask me.
He's in the next heat. Tell us all about him.
Okay, yeah. Like, I mean, I couldn't tell you all about him because he's like there's so much cool. Like I was telling him I didn't want to talk that much, you know. So I'm just gonna pour out some stuff on the top, or just first things that come to my mind/heart about Kalani is just how solid of a kid / now he's an adult. He's just so solid. Like, it's almost, how do I explain it? Like, he's so talented and he's so humble that you almost think like the humble thing. He's like, oh, no, I never thought this, but it almost comes off like, dude, try a little, or like, or.
Oh, just
but
he's very
surfing
casual.
He's just super casual as far as like, just the business, or you know what I mean, or like, just I don't know. I just remember there'd be a contest here or there, and he's like, just kind of like, oh, I might show, I might not, and I was just like, dude, show up, like you'll blow up, like, don't even think about it, like. But he's just like so cool, you know, and I think that comes out in his surfing.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah. He's on
skating.
He's on a tear right now with his. He's calling it chapter 2, and he's gonna shred.
Yeah.
He's skating. He's hyped on skating, hyped on surfing.
New sponsors.
He's got a new sponsor, us.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
He's making heats.
You guys rule.
Yeah. He's getting it, and we're hyped for him. It's coming up soon.
I was gonna say too, like everything he does on a skateboard. Okay, here's another one.
Oh, who's this? This
Vargas. Yeah. Okay, so he, him on a skateboard. Pretty much everything he always does. Like I'm always like, I dream of being able.
Like imagine what that feels like.
Right? Because I'm like kind of like, I'm in like 5th grade skateboarding. Like graduated maybe 6. I'm almost intermediate. Oh, Carlos.
Made that.
Oh my, he got it.
That was before the horn too.
Yeah.
He's feeling it.
All right.
Yeah, but what was it? Yeah. Klein is the man. Or just his skating. I like dream of that, you know.
Oh yeah, he's a renaissance man of that. I mean, every John skates and Grayson, Fletcher, all those guys. But Kalani has been doing that for over a decade now. Since he was a little tiny kid.
6.
But he was ahead of the time.
Yeah, because I remember when I was when I was young, I didn't know whether I wanted skating or surfing. I remember I kind of had a similar like beginning like Kalani. That's why I was liked him. I'd look at him like, he doesn't even know whether he wants skating or surfing.
Yeah,
but you know you want both. Like,
yeah.
But that's what I mean. But yeah, no, I just love watching him grow up, and then he went through all the funny little things that we all go through here as North Shore kids, you know. So I was laughing seeing him go through all the same deals I went through, and then now he's come into what he's doing now, and sometimes I'll just call him and be like, "Can you go skate?" I won't say the spot, but I was like, "Can you just go skate there real quick, or can you meet me here?" I'm like, "Here," and
I want to watch you.
I need to watch you do something real. Like, I just fell.
Mason calls up his friends to create his own skate videos. Hey, Kalani, show up, dude.
Oh my God! No, I filmed it all on my phone, man. Yeah. And he came, but then it actually got weird because he'd come over and just kind of just do any like, what do you want me to do? And I'm just like, I don't even know what can you do? Like, can you see this door thing? You do anything by it? He's like, yeah, watch this. And I'm just like, hold on. Pull out my phone, and then boom, he'll do a couple things, and then he'll do like, I swear he'll do 1 or 2 things, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm good, like we're good, let's get out of here. And he's like, well, I'm just getting started. Like,
you're dialing up ripping. You're like dialing up ripping and just calling him.
Yes. But then I instantly feel bad, because then it's like I'm so happy, and I'm sure he kind of like sees me so happy that he's just
wants to send it more.
He's such an entertainer. Like he's like me, or like if I seen that, I'd be like, I want my friend stoked. I'm gonna go freaking hit the ceiling or something. Yeah.
Dad's calling you again. You want to take that one? You can.
Yo, Pop.
We've
So Carlos Munoz just won that last heat. I think Jamie might have just been knocked.
They might call it off though. We'll see.
I think Jamie might have just gone from 2nd to 3rd.
Wow, Carlos
packed this.
Showed us that it's surfable.
Wow, the thing looks huge.
All right, there's our boy Kalani. He's out there.
All right, Kalani David up next, representing the other guys up against Miguel Tudela, Giorgio Marco Giorgi, and Geordie Collins. And, well, we've got
I'm gonna have a drink. It's Saturday where you are, everyone. Let's refill for Kalani's heat.
Just waiting
Mason and Michael Ho are having a chat just to my right.
All right. Kalani is a mile out to sea. That's him just paddling over that first wave. It is feathering and smacking way out the back. Have we got Mason back? We have. All right. We've got a game we play here on the other guys.
Yes.
We're going to throw a few questions at you before we sign off. Good or bad for surfing? Everyone who's come in this week seems to think this is good. What's your take? Is hydrofoiling good or bad for surfing?
Hydrofoiling is very good for surfing if
this is big.
There are 3 foils on your board, this big, made out of, I don't know, whatever you want. But yeah, no. And once the foil goes over, like, I mean, you can have 1 like that. It's technically a single fin. Right here, boom. So yeah, foiling is good if you have 2 or 3 of them in your. Nah, I'm just kidding. Foiling, that thing looks so sick. I've never tried it. Little funny story on foiling. My friend and I, he tried to drag me into a pact not to do it. I was like scared and hesitant to give him the 5 because like
this is
I kind of realized maybe one day I might be in Indo on a boat trip or something at some 3-minute wave and I'm gonna grab some foil and go ride it. So I was like, I didn't want to, but then he's like, come on, boom, whatever he and then I'm like, boom, shook his hand like whatever, he forced me into it. And I was kind of like, wow, I'm in like a foil pack, like, but I won't tell anyone. I don't want to like hate on it because it looks so beautiful, everyone, when they ride it, like, but not for me.
All right, next topic. Good or bad for surfing? Wave pools.
So good for surfing. I mean, just give it to me. Give it to me, and it's. I mean, give it to all of us, and it's good.
Have you tapped Uncle Kelly on the shoulder yet and gone, oi, where's my
I gave him a bunch of taps. He's just he's just tapped me back, not like, come on, bring your dad and your uncle. Nope.
Not yet.
I love him though.
Come on,
That's my
Kelly.
favorite. Grandmaster Kelly, bring us to your wave pool.
All right, next one. Good or bad for surfing? Instagram.
Instagram, it just turned into like this. Like when it started, it was so sick. I thought, like I remember putting up photos of my friends, like just all kinds of cool stuff where you really everyone gotta feel. And then I wasn't like out of line. I just did it like nicely, but now it just seems like, I don't know, I just feel so awkward when I go to post something. I instantly, like if it's a personal one, I instantly feel like awkward and weird, like, oh, I want everyone to see my, like this, but then I do want them to, but then it's like, ew, I don't, like, oh. And then all of a sudden it's like, Rip Curl, one of the boys, or Mon or something, like, hey, throw a post up. I'm like, yes, I kind of on this photo. Don't give me one.
All right, last one.
A lot to think about when you post on Instagram.
It's been a pleasure. To sign off, is Mason Ho good or bad for surfing?
The best there ever, besides.
The best there ever has been or will be.
Nah, I'm just kidding. There's Mike Ho and Derek Ho, Jerry Lopez, Michael Peterson. Look them up. Mark Occhilupo, Tom Carroll. Neko Patarats.
Yes.
Neko is good for surfing. He's
there's
very
all
good.
Beshens, Shane, Gavin Beshen, Dino and Dino, Christian Fletcher, Nathan Fletcher, Kobe Aberton. Just goes
You're
on,
in that pack. You are
I miss
right
so
in
many
that
cool
pack.
people too. I'm gonna get in trouble.
No. You're drafting off that pack. There's more.
Sheldon Paishon.
You're all good. We
Shoots,
think
boys.
you're great for surfing. It's been a pleasure having you on the other guys.
Love ya.
You guys have a nice day.
Mason Ho, everyone. That was awesome as ever. We always knew it was going to be. Say good to Pops. We're going to throw away our highlights package right now. We'll be back with more of the other guys right after this.
The Gladiator Pit of Pipeline is officially open for business. This is the 2018 Volcom Pipe Pro, and it is absolutely firing.
Another deep barrel for Ramos, still going and coming out.
Gonna be Elijah Gates, and he could have a dream runner here. Incredible from way deep.
Walsh, look at this beast on the first reef right there. Oh my goodness. Walsh is deep and he's coming out.
of a barrel. Brett Dorrington is going to change the tune of this heat.
Cole Rothman is backdoor and reappearing, coming out. Grabbing the rail, tucking in. Riley Lang in the green. Jamie O'Brien on the huge gaping backdoor barrel.
Noah Smith, late drop straight into the pit and then spit out. John Duru now, way late, and somehow, Miracle on his back end, hanging onto that rail for dear life out of nowhere.
Cam Richards going backdoor, grabbing the rail, trying to come through the second section, and he turns.
Here he is again. Second time to charm and backdoor. Still going, traveling the way spits, and he comes out. Oh, wow. There's her 10. Open riding in white, that is Jack Robinson.
Take me as far away from here as I can go. And I don't care my destination anywhere, but here is fine. And I wonder if I'm ever going.
Hello, this is the Volcom Pipe Pro, and we are the other guys, the alternate commentary stream that's happening a couple of yards over from the main Volcom houses. My name's Chris Binns from Red Bull Surfing, alongside me, Travis Ferre from What Youth, and alongside Travis, none other than World Tour surfer and proud Hawaiian, Zeke Lau.
Welcome to the booth.
And welcome to the other guys.
Thanks for having me.
Mate, we've been, obviously we've got a bunch of questions to throw at you, but the first and obvious one is, what's it like out there?
It's pretty wild. I think the scariest part for anyone is paddling out.
Yeah,
you don't want to be the guy that doesn't make it out in front of all these people, call yourself a pro surfer. But
there'd be no shame though. I mean, I think I saw Ian Walsh and he was like just flying down the line. There's a set stacked. I'm like, if that dude needs to redo it, it's all good. But
you get spat out down at the beach park, walk home, tell everyone you're sitting way out the back. They didn't see you. What? Just waiting for your bomb.
Yeah. But
well, Zeke, we were just talking about that. You've made the first wave we'd seen in a good while. It's tricky out there, no doubt. Walk us through that one you made. You brought it through and stood tall.
Yeah, it was crazy. I started the heat off way out the back, trying to find something maybe to just do a couple of turns or like just to get the ball rolling. And it was actually really difficult.
Yeah.
It's way harder than it even looks. And so I decided, I'll just change it up and come inside and see if I can get a little drainer or maybe get a smaller one and do some turns. And luckily I was in there and I was far enough in where, it kind of teepeed up and I was just in the right place at the right time.
Is it a bit of a risk getting in there for the smash and grab, trying to pick off the sort of, I don't want to say medium-sized ones, but like those in-betweeners that aren't going to maybe kill you?
Exactly. That's the hardest part is like, where you want to be, but it's just, playing cat and mouse where you don't want to go too far in and one wash-through set comes in and your whole heat's finished. So you got to kind of dodge the bullets and try and get, pick a needle out of a haystack pretty much.
Mate, you're always sort of a standout at this event and at Pipeline. What does the Volcom Pipe Pro mean to you as a guy from Oahu?
It means good waves with only 3 guys out. That's the only reason why I enter every year, and just every year they seem to score and there's always good swell, and I look forward to this comp all year, and I just love competing at home in front of a home crowd, so any chance I get to do that, I'm definitely going to do it.
And have you been home? Have you been home for a bit? And what have you been doing? You obviously had a good year last year and got got the world title thing going.
Yeah.
What have you been doing here?
I've been just cruising. After Triple Crown, I actually didn't make a heat. I won the HIC. I thought I was going to come out the blocks firing, and that did not happen at all. I just didn't make a heat. I just couldn't put it together. I don't know what was going on. So I just really took the time to sit back and rewatch all the things that went on and try to make some adjustments, and that's what I did out here today, and it worked.
Do you live in town or do you live in the North Shore?
I live in town, so I've been driving out every morning.
And you crash at the Quicksilver House if need be, or?
Yeah, I feel like I'm staying here too late or I need to be here real early, then yeah, I'll probably just crash at the Pipe House.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your rookie year last year. You got a 10 at Snapper in your first event. You made the semis at Bells. You had the big resurf thing with Felipe that you ended up winning. After the first 2 events, were you like, I'm here, this is me?
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, I mean, that's all you're really looking those first few events is that reassurance, like, yeah, okay, I belong here, and, you know, I can, you know, get scores and put big numbers up against those big names. So, you know, I definitely came out of Australia feeling really good and confident going into the rest of the year. And, you know, it just threw another curveball at me that I wasn't ready for. There's a whole different game coming through the Pacific leg and the Europe leg that, you know, I really needed to make some crucial adjustments and change boards and change my approach.
It's funny seeing you, you know, say get that great result at Bells. Cold water, you know, big, slow right point. Maybe not the sort of waves that people would associate. You know, you'd think, okay, Zeke, Chopes, Fiji.
Yeah.
You know, it must give you a lot of confidence knowing that if you can sort of keep it even across all the events, you've got the skills to really do well.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what threw me off the most was, like, I was looking at Chopes, Fiji, lowers, and, you know, all these waves. I was like, oh, those will be my events, so this middle leg will be, you know, be huge for me. And, you know, that's the leg that I struggled with the most. I just couldn't put it together. I mean, things were happening that I didn't really expect, and that's just how it is, especially your first year. First time I've ever been to Fiji, first time competing at Trump, so you're just kind of taking it as it comes. But it's just experience and learning process, so you just get used to it.
You travel in an awesome pack. I mean, you and Leo and Kanoa, for anyone who hangs out at World Tour events, you guys are just like this tight crew that surf all day long. You're backing each other. You sort of, you know, someone breaks a board, one of you guys is down the beach with a backup. You're three sort of really different characters as well. Do you feed off each other and you learn from each other?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they've showed me so much, and, I mean, they're younger than me, but, you know, I look up to them and the things they do. I mean, they're, you know, they know how to travel. They have the whole thing wired where, you know, I felt like I needed some help. I haven't traveled as much as they've been, you know, been on the road since they're 10 years old. So little things like that. They just know how to have fun and enjoy the whole experience, and that's what I've been learning to do, and just take it all in. And, you know, we definitely push each other. If someone's slacking, we're gonna let you know, and you better pick it up. So
that reminds me of a story of, I think it was your first trip to Indo that I went with you on.
yeah.
And so he says he's bad at traveling, but you showed up to Indo. I think you were 10 or 11 years old.
I would have been down.
I was basically a chaperone for you and Andrew Doheny. And I think your fins had broken out of your board, your bag.
Every single board was broken.
Yeah, like the fins were broken. Everything was pretty torn up by the airlines. And it was like your first travel challenge, I think. I was there. You know, we've got like a 10-year-old looking at his dream quiver and on a dream trip he's been looking forward to. And you were just like so devastated. Like, there might have been tears shed. I don't know.
I didn't know what else to do but cry. I was just like, so I'm not going to be able to surf this whole time.
So I've seen this guy cry. That's what I was getting to.
So how'd you pull it together?
I rode a buckled board the whole
but he
trip.
got shots, he got clips. Like, you put it together. It was like, but no complaints from there.
Not what you're expecting your first time to Indo.
Yeah. So if Travis was one of your early chaperones these days, you obviously do a lot of work with Jake Patterson.
Yeah.
What's he like as a coach and a mentor and cracking the whip on you guys?
He's really good. I mean, he has a lot of road experience as well and contest experience. So just having his insight on everything and the things that we do, he really helps us out with, you know, getting things organized and, you know, where to be and
Is he a heckler?
What do you mean?
Does he heckle you like a lot? It seems like, I don't know, like some of the team manager type guys that I know. I don't know Jake that well, but I feel like
he's a tough taskmaster.
Is he? Yeah. He seems fun.
I think he's more like a psycher. Like, he just gets way too psyched. I got to tell him, like, you got to bring it down a little bit.
I guess that's what I mean. Like, an enthusiastic dude.
Yeah, but it's good. It's like you're just excited, and he loves everything about surf contests and traveling. So to have him being so positive, oh my goodness.
Sorry, we got to take a look at this wave.
Yeah.
So who is that? Geordie Collins in green.
I didn't know what that was going to do, but it was a bomb.
And that's probably a 1-point wave.
Oh my God, if that was 50 yards over, that would have been the best wave ever.
Yeah, what's it like traveling with Jake? I mean, he runs training camps for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
He had you at his place in Yellingup one year. Are you doing that again this year, or Snapper? Or?
I don't think we're doing that this year. Everyone's kind of on a different schedule, but back when we were doing the QS, everyone's on the same goal and same kind of mindset. So we ran a little training camp, and I felt like that was crucial for the whole rest of the year. I was just, you know, ready, really prepared, got my equipment ready, and he just has really good insight that I feel like, you know, when you're on the QS level, you just really need to know. And you know, I was just happy to have him in my corner, especially my first year on tour.
And Griffin Colapinto is part of that posse as well. He's a rookie on tour this year. What can we expect from him? And having gone through it yourself last year, what sort of advice would you give Griffin?
just have fun, enjoy every bit of it. I mean, you're at surfing's highest level. I mean, you've been dreaming to get there for the longest time. You just, if you don't get anything out of it, at least, you know, have fun with it. And you're gonna have fun. I mean, you're surfing good waves with the best guys in the world. I mean, getting ready for a heat and having Mick Fanning put on his jersey right next to you, it's pretty.
Does it get
it's pretty
hard,
insane?
It's obviously, you say have fun, but the seriousness of it, though, at the same time, it's like, you know, the World Tours become, we all watch.
Yeah.
You know, even guys like me, they're like, I don't know. Sometimes I watch them. I'm watching.
but it's that whole, like, I think it gets like.
You could overthink it. You could overthink it.
Yeah,
I feel
for
like.
sure. But they think, like, when I say have fun, just like, just
Be
do
okay.
whatever and just play around. Like, no, just enjoy every bit, enjoy the intensity, enjoy every experience that comes your way, and just embrace every little bit and piece. And I was just like a sponge, just trying to soak up all the information I could so I could just keep myself here.
Is there a new new confidence this year? Like, okay, got that, all that learning. You're obviously gonna keep learning.
Yeah.
But do you have a little
nowhere to
stronger,
stay, know which flights to get.
Exactly. Just more things that you know. I mean, through last year I was like, okay, so that didn't work. I'm gonna do this time. So.
And like you said, you've never been to Fiji, or there's places you've never been.
I mean, I didn't know you were supposed to bring a board bag to Fiji for every single one of your boards, or it's gonna break on the way out. Out to the break, like.
Bring
it's
a sleeve,
little things
everyone.
like that. Yeah. It's just like you don't know until you get there and it happens, and you go, okay, so next year I'll do this.
Were there things about the World Tour that were exactly as you thought they would be, and then other things where you're like, whoa, I did not see this coming? Like, you hear guys say, the QS, they run comps all day long for a week. You know what time you're surfing. You rock up and you surf. The CT, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part, is getting used to how fast everything moves. I feel like
everyone's pretty damn good on there too.
Oh yeah, you're just like, okay, you're waiting like a week. You're like, okay, is the contest on? No. The contest on? No. Contest on? Then next thing you know, contests are running. You need to figure out everything. You've been waiting a week for it, and you know everything's on like quickly. And if you're not ready to move on it, I mean,
and you look at the draw and you're staring down the names, like Mick Fanning round 1.
Yeah.
Can we reshuffle this?
And it's weird, like. The QS is just like, they have your heat, they call your name, you check in, you got your jersey. It's just like, you better know what heat you are, know what color you are, because no one's holding your hand through anything.
Yeah.
You know, you hear guys get on tour for the first time and they go out and they rip a wave and they get a 4, and they're like, oh man, the scales just changed. You got a 10 in your first event. How was that?
I think that was out of frustration. I just was kind of struggling to get over like the 6-point average range in all my heats, and I was just kind of sick of trying to make a score. I was like, whatever, I'm just going to just.
It was a bit crazy behind the snapper rock barrel, right?
Yeah, but I was just, guys were sitting on the corner. I was like, I'm going behind the rock. I'm just going to do it. If it happens, it happens. If not, you know, whatever. And I had a lot of waves that I didn't make in that heat, but the one I did make was a 10. So.
Did you win that heat?
I did not.
There's a lesson for you right there.
Get a 10 on the World Tour and not make it.
You can have 17 points and still not be enough, especially, you know, against someone like Jordy who's going for a world title. You need 2 of those things.
Wow.
All right, we've we hear a lot from the Hawaiians about how tough it is to travel. You know, there's so many incredible surfers from Hawaii who maybe, you know, why would they leave home? Why would they slog it around the world? Is that why it's so important to have that kind of crew with you? And have you enjoyed the trials and tribulations of traveling?
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, I've grown to love traveling. At first, it was a little
tearful,
a little hard.
Sorry.
A little hard, I guess,
yeah.
But you know, you get used to it and you kind of figure out what works, and you figure out, okay, this is my crew. We work together really well, and I'm finding the results that, you know, I want, and you just keep rolling with it and make adjustments. But you know, I've been loving it, and it is hard to leave home at times, but you know, my whole thing is, you know, home's always going to be here, and I'm going to retire here and you know, live the rest of my life here. So you know, I have no problem traveling right now.
Like I stayed with Seabass at J-Bay, and you guys seem to take off and go on safari every time the comp got called off.
Well, that was my main. I was just like, I'm going to the safari while I'm here. There's like, we have to go. So Seabass was the guy.
And I mean, if you're around those events, it's pretty easy just to get locked into like this yard, this crew. Yeah. All anyone talks about is the forecast, who's got who. Is it just super important that if you're in France, you get out in the countryside and go look at a castle and eat some cheese?
Exactly. That's what I learned mostly, especially with Leo and Kanoa and Snake. They always are finding stuff to do on the off days to keep them busy and keep it light and have fun. And Because if you're just focus on comps, making heats, dude, by the time they run the comp, you're spent already.
How do you think you're going to handle this wave pool experiment this year?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, they should let me go
there's
surf
no wine
that
or
thing
cheese.
once.
Yeah,
I remember seeing you at the wave pool event in Wales, and like Albie Layer took off on a wave, and you were just like, forehand finner, cutty, shove it. Like you called his run, and then he went and did it. And you're just like,
Well, I seen him practicing. I was like, oh, he's been practicing this thing, and he needs a score right now. He's gonna do it, and it's pretty crazy to see him nail it. But I love the whole aspect of surfing in the wave pool. It almost creates a stadium atmosphere where everyone's watching right here, and this is the moment, and it kind of builds it up. And like, oh, this guy's getting shot.
Oh, Miguel's deadly. That's half of his board behind us as well.
Oh, really?
Talk to us about the vibe at that contest, because it had that dual format thing, but it really felt like it was individual. It was more like you'd see guys in the X Games doing a half pipe run or something. Like, you're just concentrating on yourself. Everyone was buddies. Like, everyone was hanging out, cheering each other. It was a totally different vibe to a CT.
Yeah, it was totally different. Everyone's having the blast. I mean, that was the funniest thing I've done in a while, and it's just so different when you have to deal with Mother Nature. You don't know, but when you know the wave's coming and you know you have to perform, and to have everyone there, it's just a whole different energy. And I think it's cool. It'll put a new twist on surfing, and we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah, it's going to be unreal. And Kanoa Rigarashi and Leo were both in that event. Kanoa did you a massive solid year before last when he went on his run through pipe. After a day like that where he comes second in the Pipe Masters and gets you a spot back on the tour.
Your best friend.
Do you guys go out for the biggest, best dinner of all time?
We couldn't decide how big we should go. Like,
it would be hard to scale that down. You're like,
we're like, how big can we go?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's push the limit here. We should be having 2 parties.
Yeah.
But it was really great. I mean, just for him too. I mean, I'm sure he was doubting, a lot of things going into that comp. I mean, it's his first Pipe Masters, and you don't really know what to expect. And for him to go out there and put on that type of performance, it's got to be really good for him. And I was just happy I was able to benefit.
And he's backed it up, right? He's like a 6-foot backdoor wizard.
Oh yeah, and then he just in the semis the year after. I mean,
it
wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
And Leo, he had a rougher run as a rookie. Year before, he was the wild card who was just kicking everyone's asses, made the quarters at Margaret's. Do you think just the added pressure of being a full-time CTer like really weighs on you? If you're a wild card, you got nothing to lose.
Well, I think it's more just like where you put your focus and energy. Like, it's kind of hard when you're on tour, so you're like, okay, I got to focus on being on tour, but you're doing QSs and you have photo trips, so it's a lot more on your plate. And if you don't know how to handle it or structure your, everything going on around you, it kind of gets hectic. And I feel like maybe that might have got him. There's just a lot of things going on, and you only have one chance, so it's hard to kind of adapt in the middle of everything. But he's strong. He's gonna learn from it, and he'll be on there next year.
And yourself personally, are you setting goals for this year? Is it like you want to finish top 10? You want to just avoid the bubble and not have to do the QS? Like, do you draw this all out at the start of the year and just check it off?
Oh, I'm definitely over being on the bubble. Like, I want to come into. My goal has been to come into Triple Crown just with no pressure at all. Yeah. Just go out there and surf and perform for a home crowd. But haven't been able to do that yet.
That'll be fun.
So that's my main goal, and top 10 would be great this year.
I got a competition question. I played my first basketball game last night in probably like 15 years or something, and scored the game-winning shot. But the big thing, you used to be a big soccer player, right? Like how far did you take soccer? And do you ever sit back and go like, man, I'm a pro surfer on the world tour. What if I would have kept playing soccer?
I mean,
I feel like you were pretty good, right?
I mean, I was decently good. I like to consider myself an athlete, so I can adjust to whatever I have to do athletically. But I guess soccer wasn't really a passion of mine. I knew I could pull it off, so I kept doing it, and it was, everyone was doing it around me. So
surfing kind of hook shit.
But surfing was a whole different thing where, I wouldn't stop thinking about it. All I wanted to do was go to the beach. I'd be at soccer practice, looking at the ocean like, why am I here right now?
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the high school you went to, because that's traditional Hawaiian.
Yeah, so it's a school for kids of Hawaiian ancestry, and it's, I went there since I was 7th grade. It's a great school. I mean, they just teach you how to perpetuate your culture and be proud of where you're from and have a lot of pride. So
that's cool.
And you've obviously taken that all on board, and you put a lot of pride into everything you do. You're representing Hawaii as much as yourself in America.
That's all I want to do 100% in anything that I do. If I was playing soccer, or if I'm paddling out here, or if I'm working a 9 to 5, I just want to represent from where I'm from to the best I can.
And inside your Our America logo, you've got the what is the flag? Because that's like a more traditional flag than the state flag.
That's not the traditional flag. It's just like kind of like a local flag where all the guys fly that one to say you're a true Kanaka. But King Kamehameha actually created the Hawaiian flag that we have now, the legit one with way back in the 1800s or something. But so that's actually the real flag. So regardless, but I don't know, I just like it. It looks cool. Everyone knows it represents Hawaii to the fullest. Doesn't get mixed up with the red, white, and blue like USA's.
That throwback one.
Yeah,
I
like it.
You said you're an athlete. We've had a couple of guys in this week who are like, I'm not an athlete. Mikey Wright was one of them. What's it going to take for that guy to get on a world tour, and how much damage can he do when he gets there?
I think it's going to be huge because his type of surfing really suits the tour where, he just goes for broke and is just doing really big maneuvers where on the QS you have to adjust. You have to pull it back and just do what you need to do to get through it. So if he's able to do that, he'll be on and he'll be good to go. So I think slowly through the course of last year, I've seen him put together some pretty good heats, and he's been figuring it out. And you can tell he's working a lot on it, and says he's been training and stuff, so it's good to hear.
Epic. All right, we've got a game that we play right here on The Other Guys called Good or Bad for Surfing. And our very first topic today, Zeke Lau, are Costco soft tops good or bad for surfing?
Costco soft tops. I mean, I have 2 of them in my house, so I guess, they're pretty good.
Zeke Lau's quiver includes 2 soft tops.
You can take them back if you break them, right? They got a lifetime warranty.
Dude, you can pile that thing straight into the sand on the shore break, take that thing to the store, they refund you with a brand new board.
How good is that?
That is amazing.
Mental.
Good insurance on the Costco board.
Everyone else seems to think that they're the greatest things ever. We wouldn't know because we've never gone near them. But a hydrofoil's good or bad for surfing?
I just got a hydro board yesterday somehow. I was just hooked on it because I think
we're starting a trend here.
Everybody's like, I just got surfing.
I literally picked it up yesterday.
Really?
But
have you ridden one before though?
I tried to ride it and I couldn't get it down. So I was like, this is bull. I got to be able to do this. Yeah. So I got to get a board, and Josh, all the Monizes are just like killing it already. So I got to catch up.
I think I might know what your answer is going to be to this one, but is a coach is good or bad for surfing?
I think it's really good, especially when you're dealing with opinions and judges and stuff. You need someone to tell you if you look like crap or not from the beach.
So yeah, you need someone who's
some reassurance,
honest with you as well. You can't just have someone who's like, hey, that was great. The judges don't know what they're on about.
For sure.
Like, oh God.
You don't want someone gassing you up and telling you you're ripping. That would make me more angry than if I wasn't ripping.
Oh, Wiggly Dantas getting it done.
Oh, there's starting to be
is that
some
Wiggly or Wesley?
I think that's Wesley.
Biggly.
He's
the king. All right, last one. Zeke Lau, are you good or bad for surfing?
I'm great for surfing.
I agree.
We agree. It's been awesome having you on The Other Guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Zeke. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
And
I have bad news. Our team rider did not advance.
Kalani David,
he's more of a free surfer anyways. I'm going to run with that.
Wait, who is that?
Kalani.
Oh, Kalani David. He's on our team. He'll take some merch.
Yeah, feel free to join the team. Yeah, we got stickers.
Oh, and Wesley's broken his board. All the underdogs are going down right now.
There's a lot of carnage out there.
All right, we're going to
good luck on your next seat if you
Appreciate
surf.
it, guys.
Cheers, Zeke. We're going to throw to an epic little highlight from 2017. This is the Stab times Volcom collab doc. Don't go anywhere. More from The Other Guys coming up right after this.
my God, dude, it launched me up, straight up, and then it came down almost underneath me, and I was looking at it like, oh!
Tell me about what we're doing. It's pirate radio?
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
What's with this brunch theme?
We're just working gentlemen's hours. We don't want to burn out, you know. So we don't need to give score updates. We don't need to worry about who's got priority or how much time's remaining. We're just having a chat with some friends.
What about post-heat interviews?
We specialize in during heat interviews. So we're just gonna catch up with our buddies for 3 hours every day, over a couple of beverages, bit of chat, bit of banter, maybe dial up some guests.
You think Kelly will call?
We can't get Kelly to stop calling. I think we should get a few waves at some point too. We don't want to work too hard.
Yeah.
pirates don't work too hard, right? And they drink rum.
Yeah. So we can surf before, we can surf after. We can drink during. This is starting to sound like it works.
Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. It's Super Bowl Saturday here on the North Shore of Oahu, and well, the waves are supersized. It's battlefield out there at Pipeline this morning. Chris Benz here from Red Bull Surfing, Travis Ferro from White Youth, and alongside us, Carlos Munoz from Costa Rica, and just sneaking through in your last heat.
Sneaking through, yeah, there's like
storming
massive
through.
one storming through.
Tell us what it's like out there, mate.
Oh, it's very scary, yeah. When I paddle out, I just see this avalanche of waves, you know, coming through, and I just think to myself, I gotta get the courage and just go,
And yeah, Carlos is just telling me as riding a brand new board, 7.0, no idea how it's gonna react, and he just packed the biggest inside one we'd seen in a while.
Yeah.
Walk us through that feeling.
Yeah, the first wave, I was in the right position, you know, just perfect. I wanna try to slow down, but I wasn't sure how the board was gonna react, so I tried to do it just with the bottom turn, and you know, the thing is speed very hard. That's what covered me up.
Yeah.
So I was gonna like bump. Oh no, that was the wave, but yeah, I never give up, you know. So, and the interesting thing is, like, last year, you know, I lost the heat against Waquita, and I needed a 3, and it was just the same, you know, 10 seconds remaining, and I did the same thing and failed. So I'm very
today
stoked
he
that,
got him.
Yeah, today it happened.
And when you're pulling in like that, are you really hoping for those ones where you're not super deep that it'll just spit massively, because you know that looks way better, and everyone kind of goes, if it spits like that, it's got to be more points, right?
Yeah. You know, it's very hard to get waves, you know, here when it's free surfing, you know. All the good guys are always in the waves, and it's the only time when I wish I was Hawaiian, you know. That way I can get a lot of waves. But yeah, learning a lot, and just try to go on the barrel, you know, and I'm very stoked that today I got 2 barrels, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. And today, you know, obviously it's Pipeline and you're surfing, but does it feel like work, or is it still fun out there?
Oh, it feels like work, huh? I had butterflies since yesterday in my stomach when they say, oh, tomorrow we're gonna run. I saw the big swell pumping up in Surfline, so
yeah.
Oh, I couldn't sleep very well.
Yeah.
And then the feeling when you get back to the beach, is it just relief, or, you know, pretty satisfied obviously to get through?
Satisfied to make it through, you know, and what Jamie and Ryan too there, you know, I don't even think who was in my head, you know, just to get the waves.
Get out there, get back to the beach.
Exactly, but when you're coming out and you make it, you feel very happy. Yeah.
Sometimes when it's this big, does it take out those feelings of having to worry about the other guys in your heat? You're just trying to survive, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a hard thing, you know, because I'm very competitive. So put it at the side, you know, the scare is kind of hard. But
you're still out to take him out.
Exactly. so
it's massive out there, and he's still just like, where are those other guys at?
I need to go sit on Jamie.
Who's got priority?
You know, the first wave also, you know, I tried to take it off from Geronimo. You know, I should go right and maybe make him interference. But, you know.
It's hard enough out there today. Yeah. Playing paddle battles.
It's still on.
Mate, what's everyone who's sitting at home in Costa Rica going to be making of this? Like, where are the biggest waves you can find in Costa Rica?
Oh, we have a big outer reef. Well, we don't have as many jet skis, so we don't like to go very often to surf outside, you know. But yeah, Playa Hermosa get very good. Salsa Brava in the Caribbean sides get like backdoor, just barrels, and I think this kind of waves it helps me, you know, a lot to come here and try to performance.
Yeah.
I know this wave is just the most scary, you know. Every time I come here, it's like I hope I can make it back home.
You spent a lot of time on the North Shore. You're on the Volcom team for a bunch of years. How special is this patch of reef and sand just right out in front of us to you?
Oh yeah, the first time I came here, I was 16. I'm 25 now, so a very long time.
Oh, who's this?
Whoa.
Is this Waquita?
Nick Von Rupp.
Oh, Nick.
Nick Von Rupp charge, huh?
Yeah, he surfs Nazare, so this is just the playground for him. Pretty incredible surfer, Nick Von Rook, the Portuguese guy.
Every once in a while, we like to take a look at the window. There's a bomb coming through. We always get lost in just catching up. But
yeah, tell us about the sort of 9 years you've been coming to Hawaii and just what pipe means to you.
So yeah, every time I come here, you know, I try to improve, you know, my surfing. I know you gotta respect everybody and come humble, you know, try to do your work. And you know, I think every year after you live high, you feel more comfortable with your surfing. You feel that anywhere that you go, you're not gonna be scared.
Yeah.
And
a lot of confidence, huh?
Yeah, it's
comes out of here.
basically what it's been happening to me. You know, I come here to get that energy and just try to go all over the world and compete.
And who are some of the guys that you travel with?
Most of the time I travel by myself. You know, I have friends everywhere, so I stay in places like this. But yeah, I travel a lot by myself, and I think this year I'm gonna start traveling with 2 Costa Ricans that start competing too, Noemar and Tomas King. So I think it's gonna be good for me, you know, have a little team
a crew,
to support, and
they're both awesome surfers, those guys. Noemar's big, strong, powerful guy.
Yeah, he lives in Pavones, just backhand, you know. Every time he go backside, he get 9s, 8s. So yeah, it's good. Also have somebody that push you and somebody to have to compete and help. And
sure, and I mean it brings down the costs as well. You're sharing hire cars, accommodation. Those guys are a little bit younger than you, so do you think you'll feed off their extra energy and enthusiasm?
Yeah, always.
Or be annoyed.
Yeah. Shut up, kids. Get off your iPads.
No, I still feeling like I'm.
You're still pretty young.
Like when I start surfing, you know, I feel the same. And you know, very just good, to have some people to go and compete this next year.
And I know you're Costa Rican, you're sort of flamboyant Latino guy. All of your posts, everything's pura vida, pura vida. Explain just what that sort of phrase means.
Okay, pura vida, well, in English it's pure life, you know. If you see everything around is alive, you know, so it's pure. And Costa Rica is a amazing country, you know. It's known by how do you say, a lot of animals, biodiversity, flowers, volcanoes, lagoons, rivers, crocs.
I was gonna say, my first surf trip was to Costa Rica, and I remember walking with a board, and there's like croc, and you're like, is that normal? We're gonna go surf that river mouth where he probably lives, and they'd be in the lineup, and you're like, all right, time to go in.
Yeah, no,
it's wild.
I grew up like this, you know, surfing and see this kind of stuff, so. Yeah, pura vida also means, you know, respect everybody. It's similar to the aloha. We are maybe a little bit more open, you know, like because we get so many tourists and
a lot more dancing.
We don't have to, yeah, more dancing, more salsa and stuff.
Yeah. A lot more reggaeton.
Yeah, reggaeton, little salsa, dancing.
Daddy Yankee was born on this day, my research tells me today. I knew we'd get to use it.
Wow, deep pull. But no, I feel like your vibe around the contest. I know when you've been in those CTs as wild card, like bring everyone up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the best thing about, you know, be a surfer is that you get to share and meet a lot of people. For me, surfing is a sport that open a lot of gates, you know, and culture, you know, because
and it's a fun culture. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a good
I've been going to places that I never believed. I always think that I was gonna go, but I never knew how. You know, to this sport and go and see the culture of Indonesia, come to Hawaii, go to Europe. I was just in Jerusalem for the QS too.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, just to see the different types of people, how they live, and so it's very good.
You probably first came to prominence in the surfing world when you competed at Trestles as a wildcard a few years ago. It was a bit of a publicity vote, and all of Costa Rica got behind you, and you won that vote.
I got behind you. I voted for you.
How was your experience on the CT?
Look at this wave.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Big one, huh? Who is this?
Oh, that's a replay, but that was a bomb at the start. I think it's Nick.
That's Nick Von Rook again.
Just a redo, but that when he took off, it's like a 30-foot pace.
He's just having fun.
Yeah, yeah, that looks fun. Tell us about Trestles.
Oh yeah, Trestles for me, you know, amazing. You know, since I was a kid, I've been dreaming to be in the city. You know, because I always see these videos of Andy Irons, Kelly Slater, you know, this rivalry, and And for me, it's gonna be like a dream. It's kind of hard to get there because there is amazing talent everywhere, and I got lost.
You had a whole heap of support on the beach. You had guys wearing,
it was like a party with the
wearing
days you had
Carlos t-shirts and everything. Where'd those guys
there
come
were flags flying around.
So yeah, that was it's been my dream, being in the city. And when they give me this opportunity, I have many friends in Costa Rica. So all the football players, the channels in Costa Rica, everybody put Instagram. So
yeah, it was a deep crew. It was a crew that you're like, where are they going tonight? Maybe we can just draft off of them and show up where he's at.
Are you a rock star in Costa Rica after all that now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I like
but Costa Rica is very little, so everybody knows each other. And yeah, for me, the first experience to be there and surf against Medina, Medina was coming just for beating Kelly and Tahiti.
Yeah.
And beat Medina, it gave me a lot of confidence, and a lot of belief that I can make it to the city. But
and you surfed good. You surfed to the level. It was like being a wild card, so you never know where you're gonna shake out. But you, it was like, can we get this guy regular recurring on here? He's ready to go.
I don't know
you
if
had flair. It was like spontaneity. Like
yeah, I don't know if you guys know also Jim Hogan.
Yeah.
You know that he's in Costa Rica. He was with me too there, so
cool.
he supported me a
like the
lot.
locals. Yeah.
He put me in the right mindset, so I did very good also because of him. And I have to thank you. I still with that experience, and I hope I can make it soon and really prove my surfing. All these years I've been learning.
Yeah, you came 38th on the QS last year. You've been sort of one good result away from qualifying in the past. Do you think with your new crew, travelling with some buddies, sort of all this enthusiasm, good result here at the Pipe Pro, this could be the year?
Good new boards. You're riding super surfboards now?
Yeah, super boards.
Yeah. He told me this morning he had like 2 6.8s, a 7.0, and you're like, I got all this equipment. How do I choose?
Yeah, exactly. It was
like never
very
seen
hard.
waves this big in the QS.
Yeah, exactly. No way.
So you got that all set up, yeah. Are you excited kind of for a fresh start and like put it all together?
I've been working out a lot with Super, Brian Brown and Justin Cote, all these people that have been supporting me. So I'm very familiar with the equipment, and I think we're gonna do big things this year.
I think so too.
Last year too, how do you say? I don't know if it was just a little immature, but in surfing you have this also vibe of body and stuff.
Oh yeah, you gotta grow up as you go.
Exactly. Yeah. So last year I proposed myself no party, no drinking, no nothing. So I have 1 year just focusing really in surfing and training. And
yeah, it's amazing when you do the QS. Like, you go to Portugal, and that week is the biggest year of parties in Portugal, and then you go to France, and that's their big surf festival party
wrapped
week.
Up in that,
and then you go to the US, and it's like, it's easy if you're just visiting for that 1 week, but if you're a surfer going from this festival to that festival, it's almost easy to forget that there's a surf contest at the root of it all.
Yeah. No, and sometimes it's hard because when you are competing and you maybe are good, but you don't make the results, you start going like,
because everyone else is really good too.
So kind of you use that like to disperse your mind.
Oh yeah, you clear your mind, go out, have fun, enjoy it. I'm traveling the world. It's okay, but it can wear on you for sure.
But yeah, this year I'm 100%, focus on the city and try to be in the city, and this next couple comps.
Yeah. Save it for, the dance party will happen when he qualifies. And just do one. Just do the one big
will
one.
Be there all the time.
You do the one and then you get ready for the next
one.
one.
The other guys can host the dance party when you win the Volcom Pro.
We know how to build a nice party set. This is,
the life is a party anyways.
All right, we've got a game that we play here on the Other Guys called Good or Bad for Surfing. And the very first topic we're going to throw our way, Carlos Munoz, is Instagram good or bad for surfing?
I think it's good for surfing. Yeah, he have 65.8K, I think, and it's all about surfing,
and if people want to follow you, what's your handle?
What's my what?
What's your name on Instagram?
Oh, Munoz Cali.
Definitely follow that.
Where does Cali come from?
Cali is my nickname.
Yep.
Yeah, my mom, I don't know, since I was a little kid, Cali.
Does it mean anything? Or?
And my dad, they used to call my dad Calichin. and I think because I'm his little, son.
Cali?
So Cali, yeah. My mom always called me Cali, and everybody in Costa Rica too, Cali. So Munoz is my last name, and Cali.
Kind of works.
My nickname.
I like it.
All right, next topic, good or bad for surfing. Soft top surfboards from Costco.
Oh, that's bad, huh? No?
Some people think it's.
We've had a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people are. The reason that they like them though is that if you break one, you can take it back to the store and they give you a brand new one.
Oh, okay.
Those
the
soft
thing is,
boards.
I don't think we have Costco's in Costa Rica.
No.
Costco.
Probably not. No,
I don't think so.
Maybe something else called.
But yeah, I never use a softboard before too.
Never.
Good for you, a traditionalist. We finally had a traditionalist on the show.
I gotta start having more fun.
He rides supers.
Okay, and
they don't make one yet.
The last topic before we let you go: are wave pools good or bad for surfing?
Oh, I never been in a wave pool, but I dream to be in the wave Kelly. Kelly's wave. He put the thing to buy a ticket or something like that.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I put my card.
He's got a deposit. He's ready to go.
I was
Kelly's
trying
got
to.
deposit laid
I was
down.
trying to win that thing. I was like, okay, God, please send me that. I want to go there.
Well,
and I even sent a message to Kelly Slater on Instagram, but he never see it. So
well, he keeps calling us.
We'll put a word in for you.
Next time he rings up, we'll
Please,
put a word in for you. Carlos Munoz.
Ma, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Good luck this year.
It's
good
been real.
luck today.
Good luck with this year.
Pleasure to be with you guys here. And also, I want to get a little shout out from my girlfriend and everybody. Maybe they're watching. Today is the baby shower.
Oh, the baby shower for you?
Baby. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
Wow.
Drink to that.
Pura vida.
Celebrate.
Cheers. Pura vida indeed. Cheers. Here's to you, Carlos.
I'm having a baby daughter, so.
Oh, baby girl coming.
Yeah.
To the Munoz house.
Her name's gonna be Leah, and I wanna say thank you to everybody and Tamara and God, and I'm very stoked to be at that.
How far off are we?
I think it's March 10th, so I'm going to Australia for the comps, and then on the way back, I think it's gonna be ready.
All right.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Fantastic news.
Ending on some good news.
Yeah, there we go. Carlos Munoz, always a pleasure.
Pura vida, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Legends.
All right, we're crossing to a sessions edit that you can find on redbullsurfing.com right now. This is some highlights from Pipeline at its perfect best just over a week ago. Don't go anywhere. More of the other guys coming up right after this.
Baby, just like you.
to the Volcom Pipe Pro. We're the alternate commentary stream. We're not in the A house. We're over here in some backyard down the way. It's still 400 feet out at Pipeline. Chris Binns here, Travis Ferro from White Youth. We are the other guys, and we're wrapping up day 3, day 4?
Day 4.
Day
It's
4
day
of
4.
our show. It's been a blast. Our boy Cam Richards is heading out for a free surf because getting 19 odd points yesterday clearly wasn't enough.
Yeah, it sounds like they put it on hold, but Cam was so excited to get out there at 13 Reef Pipe that he's gonna go free surf.
Yep, he's just gonna go snag a couple because all the photographers are lining up to shoot this. Yeah, it's a washing machine out there. It's out of control. It's on hold.
But that gives us a minute to address the day.
Yep.
And what's happened, which we're okay with it as team managers, but Kalani David was knocked out of the contest today.
We still love him.
Still love him. Still on the team. We're just going to probably take a more free surf approach with him. And he's probably already skating across the street anyways. And
maybe he could join Cam Richards in the the surf right now,
yeah.
Get a few shots. We saw Mitch Colborne launch the biggest there of the Volcom Pipe Pro earlier, about a 20-foot out.
Yeah, didn't make a heat, but that was insane.
Didn't put it to the flats, which was lucky because there might be no more Mitch Colborne. We've watched the donk a bunch of times where Mitch told us he snapped 2 boards, got a brand new quiver and went and trashed them all off the east coast of Bali. We've had a few great conversations with some guests today.
We had Mason Ho on today, everyone. Let's just remember, recollect, go rewind. If you're wondering what to do during the standby, figure out how to go watch our Mason Ho interview.
We got someone in the background now.
Chris has been kind of hovering around our set a lot.
Was this a 4-2? Think that'll go?
I think it'll go.
I think that's perfect for you. It's a 54-inch.
It's a swallowtail, and I've seen a lot of those floating around on these guns, so you should be in good shape.
It's looking good over here, guys.
So, Travis,
Chris, what are we doing?
Introduce your friend.
This is my neighbor,
Hi, guys.
Chris, and he always hanging out.
I'm always right on the other side of the other guy's camera, just trying to let me on the show.
Even when you're on the main broadcast, you managed to weave us in.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
You know, I've been talking about you guys a lot over there just because I love what you do, the podcast element, and like I said earlier, I've watched all the episodes on the Stab site. I've watched the extended edits. I've watched the cut down edits. There's probably some Instagram edits that I'm going to catch up on tonight.
Oh, yeah, we'll send those over. Make sure you get your assets.
Awesome. Yeah.
Sent to you.
We're creating content.
We'll get you a package.
Look how comfortable you are on the set.
I feel, this is kind of my happy place right here on the other guys.
Okay, so we'll send you Dropbox link later. More importantly, what happened in the water this morning? Because
why are you able to sit here with your legs crossed? What's going on?
Absolute carnage, and I feel like the pressure has been released because every heat, I mean, you're literally going, things like that were happening throughout the whole heat. I had the, pleasure, misfortune, whatever it would be, to talk to John Florence right after he lost. A shocking upset. So I think, on the day, we've seen a little bit of everything. I think there's 10 boards that have been broken. We saw the event favorite bow out. Jamie O'Brien barely squeaked through his heat. So super unpredictable here at Pipeline. And that's kind of been the story of it. It's been whoever kind of survives their heats that has been making it through.
Best waves of the morning?
Best waves of the morning. Carlos Munoz, who you just had on here.
Yep, just had him on.
Came in from a, 12-gauge double pump shotgun spit wave.
Did you see that, where he was almost bucked off in the barrel, but somehow it caught on? He said he's never ridden that board before in his life. He was like, I have no idea how it's going to react, and it reacted by coming out of the barrel.
I don't know if today would be a good gauge. He won't go home and be like,
well, that's what I was asking him.
That's what I know about this board now.
I just knew nothing about this board. I know nothing about the 30-foot waves out there. Let's go.
Well, Zeke Lau got a drainer?
Oh, there's a guy.
Yeah, Zeke Lau. Okay, so
that's probably John.
There's people.
People are doing this for fun. Carlos admitted that it was work. He said, "This is not fun. This is work."
Yeah, I think the sight of people doing just paddling for 25 minutes straight. That is really. I do not enjoy surfing waves that have a lot of current, so that's my excuse. I would totally go out there. There's too much current, though.
A lot of current. When you watch Ian Walsh,
it's not the 50-foot waves breaking. It's the current.
40 miles an hour in front of you as he's paddling.
Yeah, we spoke to the photographer Zeke Lau when he came in from swimming. And
no, that was Zach Noyle.
I beg your pardon.
It's been a long day.
Zeke Lau was the surfer that we spoke to who got the good wave.
It's okay.
And what did he say? Was it's scary?
Zach was like, they're getting screamed at by the beach commentators for getting in the way.
Oh, he was one of those guys. I heard that.
And they're trying to swim under like 20-foot waves, and they can't get themselves in the right spot. And they're like, "We're doing our best, but the current's out here. It's not."
Imagine what their calves look like, just like morphing.
Yeah, I think that people get excited when they see waves of this size, and then the reality starts to set in that it's super hard to find even a scoring wave out there. So, there's that fine line of, yes, it's an exciting show, it's really fun to watch, but at the same time, it's a contest, and there's points and money on the line. So you kind of have to put those two factors together. And while we do want to put on the best show for the audience, we have to take into consideration the surfers' safety. And also, we talked over there about the safety crew's safety. I mean, they are directly in harm's way, so
yeah, all the time.
All those
like
decisions come into play.
You know what? If they do need to up the entertainment level, we had Mason Ho on today.
Let's just do an all Mason afternoon.
And while he was sitting here, Michael Ho called him, and he took the call. And
it's so cool.
I think we learned way more about the dynamic than you maybe have ever known or read about.
Michael was giving him feedback on which board lengths he should ride, which Mason
Mason's
just
just
ripped the phone away because he does not like to give out his secrets.
Yeah.
But he sort of gave us some
definitely a magic moment you're gonna have to check out.
I will be watching again.
So we're getting down to the business end. We got like what, 15 heats left to go?
Yeah, so we're going into round 5. And that first round 5 heat is pretty gnarly. Billy Kemper, Koa Smith,
Aritz Aramburu, and Noah Mizuno.
Yeah, so that's a heavy heat right there.
Heavy lineup.
And we don't have Kelly Slater in the draw. John John's out of the draw. Jamie O'Brien's still in it. Sully Bailey's still in it. So
Noah Dean's still in it.
We have a chance at a new champion that'll make it five champions of all time.
This contest has a repeat issue.
I saw Noah Dean come in from his heat, and the look on his face was just bafflement. He was just going, what just happened?
Yeah, he was gasping for air here.
Yeah.
And then he was like trying to get a bonsai bowl, I think, and was just like trying to survive.
I don't know what's going on.
But he got one of the best ones of the day. And it was one of the first waves I saw walking up and was like,
it's been breathtaking action. Guys are coming out of the water, they can't breathe.
Well, you know what happened in that heat, and this is the best compliment you could probably ever get from commentators. When he dropped in, I said, "Oh, here goes John Florence."
Heard that?
Oh,
it was Noah Dean.
Out.
Yeah, and we were going, okay, well, if you're going to be mistaken for anybody on the planet, can you imagine coming in and somebody goes, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were John."
Yeah.
But I've never heard that.
And I don't think John would be particularly upset that, like...
Yeah, I think he'd be all right.
Someone said Noah was surfing like me. Like,
yeah.
I'm down with that.
You know they watch each other's
look
edits,
at this
right?
Set. Wow, that little inside thing. Oh, it spat twice.
So Noah's pipe reputation has continued to tick the box of...
Are you saying ticking boxes now? You're becoming a real commentator.
Well, yeah, Chris, I've realized over the last 4 days, this is so easy.
Well, if you start saying start saying goes to town, I'm just gonna pull the plug from your mic. All right?
I'm gonna steal your notes. I'm gonna steal your notes.
Building house.
No, but this
Feet in the
I do have a new. I guess it's an admiration, but it's fun. It's fun. Is it as fun over there though?
Well, there's more buttons and stuff, and you have numbers. You guys don't have numbers. You didn't have.
We don't have much. We have this
drinks. We have drinks
down when it rains.
that look like a duck.
Yeah, this is the best part of your set right here.
So Travis, you seem to be softening to surf comps. Are you softening towards wave pools yet?
No. No, not at all.
Are we talking about wave pools again?
That's about how much I love them.
I like that moment of silence right there.
Just admire my love of.
I think wave pools are great. I'm a huge fan of wave pools.
Yeah. Check your Instagram.
All right, Chris, we're on hold.
Love wave pools.
Do you think we're a chance of getting back up and running again this afternoon?
You say wave pool?
Chris, we saw your play at the wave pool.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's too eager to turn the machine back on.
What about the Super Bowl tomorrow? Is that going to change anything? Or do surfers not pay attention to football?
Well, I was fully anti-Patriots because they cheat and they do not play fair. But
they're bad.
But Dusty Payne is a huge Patriot. You already did that? Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did to do it, but I hate the Patriots enough that maybe I could get a call into Dusty tomorrow.
Love you, Dusty, but go Eagles.
All right, that's
Dusty,
it for
definitely love you.
Football.
Super Bowl
Enjoy the
Saturday
game.
from here on the other guys. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday.
We'll be
Plenty
here,
more
though.
action from the Volcom Pipe Pros. Again, get back here nice and early to tune in for the main event webcast, and then skip over to join Travis and I on the other guys. It's always a blast. More of the same coming your way tomorrow. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Aloha.
Cheers.